junior guard, Devin Hardy, a sophomore forward, Britton Hart, a senior guard, Nathan Reynolds, and rounding out the lineup, a sophomore forward, Cody Tam. For Eldon, they're coached by Nathaniel Caudell. The starting lineup for New Bloomfield, they're rocking the home white and orange uniforms tonight. It'll be Jacob Furman, a 6-foot junior at guard, Nathan Furman, a 6-foot senior guard, Hunter Rikers, a 6'2 sophomore guard, 5'10 sophomore guard Wyatt Jordan, and then rounding out the lineup for the Wildcats is a 6'2 junior forward Andrew Fouch, and they're coached by Zach Fisher.
Thank you very much, Ryan, as we are about ready to get underway with the opening tip here. And by the way, if you were curious, yes, the stream is back up online. Turns out my computer was like me. It was just a little tired. It needed restarted. So if at some point I start mispronunciating names tonight, just hit the restart button on me as well, and we'll be good to go. The opening tip, and it looks like jumping for the Mustangs will be Britton Ahart, and he will be squaring off with Andrew Fouch from New Bloomfield. And once again, somebody's lying because Fouch is listed at 6'2", and so is Ahart, and they're not the same size.
Not even close.
Tip controlled by the Mustangs. They're going to the basket to our left in those road maroons, and you're right, that's a sharp jersey, and I like how nice the numbers stand out.
And it says Mustangs on the back of it. It's pretty cool. I'm not gonna lie to you.
1-3-1 zone here from New Bloomfield to start. Good ball moving, very patient. They go to the block. It's Ahart with quick lane, and goes to the Mustangs.
I'm not going to lie to you. I think that there's a good chance as that ball is tipped out of bounds, Eldon gets up and gets some pressure here, and then also is able to attack that zone well. It could get ugly quick.
I completely agree. The Mustangs putting full court pressure on, and there's steal from Reynolds in a bad way. From Bloomfield, they need to get it across the half-court line. They finally do. Breaking the press is Nathan Furman right into a double team. Trying to turn the corner is Jacob Furman. He dishes it out, thinking about the three. No mid-range jumper coming. Good closeout by the Mustangs. Corner three on the way. Rattles around off the iron. Goes off a New Bloomfield player's head. Don't get to say that very often. They'll try another three. Shot too strong and another offensive board. A frantic pace to start the game for New Bloomfield.
They look almost overwhelmed, and they got 2 open shots. It's like, slow down and, maybe take a better one.
It was a good look there from Wyatt Jordan, just wouldn't fall. Now on the point, that is Jacob Furman. Corner three on the way. Shot is long. Solid rebound, though, called in from Ahart.
3 3-pointers on that possession and disconnects on all of these. There's a floater.
They're going to call a charge. I like the take, though, on Cody Tam. He got put in the starting lineup tonight. But my big thing is that was a confident take, and that's what you want to see out of your sophomore.
Especially early in the game and early in the season. We talked about confidence so much last night, and it's just so important in these early season tournaments. It was a good take for him there, just got tagged with the foul.
It was the 2-2-1 full court press from the Mustangs. New Bloomfield able to break it down, getting behind the defense. That is Jordan. Skip pass, almost too hot to handle, but Furman pulls it in. Attacking corner three was there for the other Furman brother, I should say. We've got Jacob and Nathan out on the floor right now. Jacob in a bit of trouble being harassed by Hess. Has for Nathan.
I think it was interesting to note the seamless transition there from the zone press to the man in the front court here.
I'm telling you, these Mustangs play defense very, very well. As Jacob comes off a screen, gives it up to Rackers. Nothing there for him, though. He has to go back to Jacob. Little floater, mid-lane, falls. Nice touch by Furman. We're tied up at 2 apiece.
Good defense, just better offense there from Furman.
Hardy, the crossover, has it tipped loose. Jacob Furman on the ground slide. No travel, going to be called the running back the other way. Racker shot too strong off the iron. Finds its way to Ahart. Wants to go fast, but it's stolen by Furman. Nathan Furman this time. If I say Furman, I've got a 40% chance of being right. 3 on the way, knocked down. That was Jacob Furman, first lead of the game for New Bloomfield. It's 5-2.
What do we have here?
I think the official just wanted... Oh, no, it was good call now.
On who?
Well, it was on New Bloomfield, I can tell you that much.
There we go. He didn't ever give the number. He just called the... I guess there was only one guy down there, so...
Ahart will get a breather. Talon Hole checks in for him.
That was on Andrew Fouch, just his first... Well, obviously his first for them.
Hardy to Hess, over to Hole. Back up to Hardy. He had a pretty good shooting game first round. Hess goes baseline. Very strong attack. Through the contact, gets it to fall.
I'm going to be honest with you. Just looking at the size on the floor, I don't think that anyone can guard Hunter Hess tonight.
No, if he wants to go baseline, he can anytime he wants. A near steal, and thought it was going to be a good tie-up, but instead they're going to go ahead and call the foul against the Mustangs. That's going to go on Cody Tam.
That's his second early already.
That is tough. You don't want to see that Tam once again getting the starting nod tonight, but 2 quick fouls lands him on the bench with 5:13 to go in this first quarter.
Especially when we talk about confidence, 2 early fouls after getting the start really could kill his confidence, but he just needs to stay up and know that it was just one unfortunate, and the other one he was just playing hard.
Coach Cardinals does a great job of getting his kids to keep their heads up and telling it's going to be all right. He is a very good players coach in that regard. It is Furman working against Hardnage. Yeah, that was well done. This trap of Eldon has Furman in a bad way. He gives it up and tries to play hot potato with it. Fouts was looking for Jordan, but instead Jordan zigged when he was supposed to zag. Ball out of bounds back to the Mustangs.
I love that because they hard hedge off the screen. They double immediately, and yeah, they're leaving someone open, but that open person is 20 feet away from where the ball is. And most of the time, you're not going to see it. You put pressure on the ball, and good things happen.
Rhett Bayshore has checked into the game for the Mustangs as well. They're really trying to spread out this 1-3-1 zone. Reynolds has it in the corner, goes to Hardy. The best way to beat a zone, quick passes. Hess, he drives baseline. Little floater over the defender, falls home. Mustangs regain the lead, 6-5 with 4:28 to go.
Hess doing a good job controlling his body in the air there, and they're going to call a foul.
It's Nate Reynolds picking it up. And I thought he did a good line taking the baseline away, but just couldn't quite get his feet set.
It's always tough because that kind of contact's not going to be a foul, but whenever it pushes the guy out of bounds, then that's where they're going to say, okay, it affected the play. That one almost threw away.
So the Mustangs, 3 fouls already with over 4 minutes to play. Reminder, we're going to the double bonus after 5, and pass just too hot to handle from the Bloomfield. Goes out of bounds into the crowd. Ball back to the Mustangs with a 1-point lead.
I think this is where the rule kind of benefits teams like Eldon, though. Although they will shoot the double bonus, they can play really intense, and then it resets. So maybe in the second quarter, they say, hey, let's back it off a little bit.
And I had a coach that once told me as a 3 is on the way and splash home. Bayshore from downtown.
That's a stroke. I like that.
But I had a coach that once told me you take the first quarter to feel out the officials, too, because every official, it doesn't make them good or bad, but if they call games slightly differently, so you can get a feel for how they're going to call the game.
Exactly.
Corner 3 thought about driving, attacking, no wraparound pass. Racker's going to work. His turnaround jumper too strong off the iron. A good box out by Hardy. Tipped out, last touch by Wyatt Jordan with a turnaround jumper that would not fall.
Well, it's back to your point, like you said, feeling out the rest. It's like last night we had a game between South Callaway and Tipton where it was very physical. The rest matched the level of play. This one not quite as physical, and the refs aren't letting him play as much.
And Hardy with the strong take, goes left hand, couldn't get it to fall. Rebound tipped around. It was nearly pulled in by a hole. He got bumped off the ball. It will go back to New Bloomfield.
Looks like New Bloomfield has dropped down into a 2-3 here, kind of just daring the Mustangs to hit threes, but as we've seen, the one they've taken, they've hit, so could be a scary sight if they try to pack down in the zone.
Yeah, I don't think you want to get into a 3-point contest with these Mustangs. They're deceptively good shooters. 3 on the way from New Bloomfield with ball. Hardy skies for the rebound. Smallest man on the floor, but the biggest rebounder. Hess, scoop pass to Hole. He goes baseline off the glass. Won't go, gets his own miss. 1 power rebound. Dribble, puts it up, and he is fouled. Hole also not a very big guy down there, but he does not seem to care.
I like that little power dribble. It can work sometimes for shorter guys. You get into them and you got a taller defender, they kind of bend over, and then that's when you go up with it and get the foul like he did.
Well, that's kind of some old school fundamentals, too. You're taught that on the block when you're young, and you kind of forget as you get older. His first free throw up and good. 10-5. Eldon has doubled up New Bloomfield with 3:14 to go.
Yeah, you always see those guys that are, a little shorter on the paint, but they're stockier, and they want to, take 30,000 dribbles. It's like, nah, just power into the guy, make him fall over, and then go up with your shot. You might get an offensive foul a night, but that's okay.
Second free throw won't go for Hole. Rebound to New Bloomfield. Wildcats back the other way. To the teeth of the defense, kicking it out. Good ball. Moore sets up a corner 3 and has blocked it. Offensive rebound from New Bloomfield, put up and in. That was Jacob Furman.
He's all 7 of their points tonight.
That was a nice block by Hess. He got up.
I thought Hess was the most athletic person on the football field, and he's showing that he's even more athletic on the basketball field.
Yeah, it turns out if you take the pads and helmet off, he actually is faster and can jump higher. Ahart thought about the 3, goes short corner, skip pass. 3 on the way, goes off the back iron, wouldn't fall for Bayshore. And trying to go a little quicker than they wanted to was New Bloomfield. Another turnover out of bounds. So this Eldon pressure has caused some problems for the Wildcats.
It's caused a lot of problems. The only time that the Wildcats look even remotely comfortable is when they're in the front court, and they don't even look comfortable in the front court. Eldon's had constant pressure, and honestly, if it wasn't for a few bounces, they'd probably have them shut out right now.
And I like the rotation that Coach Caudell has going right now as Nate Reynolds checks back in the game. He's just constantly subbing one guy or another to keep fresh legs. Hess goes through the defense and lays it up and in.
I think Hunter Hess is probably going to have a big night tonight. There's just not a lot of people that can guard him inside like that. He's got the capabilities of a guard, but the size of a big man.
It's such a luxury to have 6'4", once again, 4-year starter, so he's got the basketball IQ to match. Furman drives baseline, tries to skip it out to the opposite corner. Nothing there. What defense by the Mustangs is, I believe it was Bayshore and Hess harassing him on the baseline.
Yeah, and typically as a coach, you get mad when you give up baseline like Bayshore did, but Bayshore was close enough to that end line that even the Wildcat player getting around him didn't matter. He just had to throw it up for grabs and no one was there.
It is Hull under a little pressure from Furman. Reynolds gives it up to Hess, working off an A-Hart screen. Skip past the corner. Bayshore thought about another three, instead drive with a little four. Brett Bayshore from the short corner. 14-7 Mustangs with the lead, 1:44 to go in the first quarter. Quickly back the other way, New Bloomfield short corner jumper won't fall. Bayshore with a rebound. Bayshore's checked into this game and made an impact.
It's a big impact so far.
Beautiful pass. Reynolds drives baseline, finds A-Hart. Shot wouldn't climb the iron, though. And a timeout going to be called by New Bloomfield. Eldon has doubled up the Wildcats early in this one. 1:28 to play in the H&R block. First quarter, you're listening to KS95 Sports.
When you're looking for a new furnace or air conditioner, price is important, but warranty, reliability, and efficiency are big factors too. At DeGraff & Reed Heating and Cooling, you'll receive very competitive pricing on the industry-leading Aries products. Every Aries product is built on 80 years of experience, testing, and research. Servicing the Lake and Jefferson City areas for nearly 15 years, DeGraff & Reed Heating and Cooling for reliable products offered by reliable people. Call DeGraff & Reed Heating and Cooling.
And we're back with 1:28 to go in the H&R block of Versailles' first quarter. And Ryan, Eldon has really imposed their will early in this game.
Yeah, defensively, with their energy level and their physicality level, just really outmatching New Bloomfield here to start things off. And the thing is, New Bloomfield has done some good things, but Eldon's just done some better things, to be honest with you.
Eldon staying with that 2-2-1 press that has definitely forced some turnovers out of the Wildcats, getting them a little more speeded up than they wanted to. Struggle getting across half court, but Furman finally does. To the corner, thinking about the three, giving it up, working inside, nothing there. Good ball movement right now by the Wildcats. Jacob Furman, top of the key, tries to drive, step back to the free throw line, and look at the defense from Hardy, giving up nothing. Bayshore with the help as well. Now it's Reynolds closing out, a little pick and roll action, near turnover. No one's going to result in the corner three. I take it back. They passed up on it as well. Bessler didn't want the shot. He's got it again in the corner, working against Hull. This Mustang defensive rotation is some of the best I've ever seen with this thing. This is a 30-second defensive stance. The shot goes up, and a foul going to be called on Hardy. A little bit of contact there as trying to put the shot up for the Wildcats was Alex Massman.
You know, if there was a shot clock in high school basketball, Eldon would probably have 2 or 3 shot clock violations already defensively, just from rotating so well. It's amazing. They seem to be perfectly in sync, perfectly communicating there.
First free throw up and good for Massman. I completely agree. That was beautiful as a coach. You're sitting over there looking at the clock going, man, how long can we keep doing this?
You know, eventually something had to give.
Well, in high school basketball, as the second free throw attempt is good as well. If you can make a team have to play offense for longer than 30 seconds, they start getting antsy. You feel like you should have taken a shot already, and they'll force a bad shot off.
It's like a long drive in football. Eventually, something's just going to mess up, whether it's offensively or defensively, but typically it's offensively.
Hess drives baseline, goes through the contact, lays it in. That baseline is wide open for Hess anytime he wants it.
Yeah, and all he has to do is use his body, say, I'm bigger than you. All right, now I'm at the rim, get the layup.
Bessler, quick move on the block. Good defense by A-Hart. Hardy has it, wants to run ahead to Hess, left side of the basket. Wow. Huh. Hunter's a little surprised by that.
Well, I told you that he could just lean his body into him and say, I'm bigger than you. But I've never really seen a call like that, but it's okay.
When both players are running, that generally doesn't.
Right.
Well, that's all right. I mean,
now they're going to sub him.
They are his first foul, and that's fine. You're not bothered by that at all if you're Coach Budell. You're saying, hey, that's your first foul. I don't care.
And
go
that's
right
a
back
great
in.
take. And great job just looking ahead as they get a steal here.
They do. Off the steal is Bayshore. Gives it up to Hardy through the contest. Once again. He was smaller than both the defenders and did not care as he laid it in. It's 18-9, just 4 seconds to go. New Bloomfield trying to get up a shot. No, that was a little overzealous defense there by Hull. He was going to get called for the reach, and I believe that'll send New Bloomfield to the line.
And that's where in the past you could just not even be thinking about it. Okay, whatever. And the refs aren't thinking about it either. But now they are.
Yeah.
In the past, it's like, okay, you get a foul at the end of the quarter. It's not great, but it's not bad either. Now it's like, that's like fouling them at the end of the half when they're in the double bonus, stuff like that.
It may just be 1 or 2 points, but, at the end of the game, that 1 or 2 points could be crucial.
Well, we saw last night, South Callaway and Tipton. Tipton hits a half-court buzzer beater that makes it a 2-point game. Now you look back, we missed a layup, we missed this, whatever, and it's a tie,
And the last game of the night, first free throws up and good. Last game of the night between Smith Cotton girls and Capital City. That game, it was a 1-point finish. And so, any free throws would have made a difference in that one. And both free throws up and good, so 18-11 the lead. And Eldon, that was a tough one. Hardy tried to go up through the rafters and arch it in.
I don't know how it didn't touch him.
I don't know either. That's impressive. I think if he'd have made that one, you got to give everybody else on the court a key. He's definitely going to win a game of pick that way. But we've played one quarter. The H-star block of Versailles' first quarter comes to a close. The Mustangs have an 18-11 lead. Second quarter action coming up. You're listening to KS95 Sports.
At Versailles Total Fitness, they want to make sure that you get the most out of your fitness and training and achieve your desired goals. Tara Grantham is a certified personal trainer and registered occupational therapist who can help you reach your goals and stay injury-free on the way. For prices, call Tara at 573-789-6800 at their new staffed hours, Monday through Wednesday from 9 to 5:30. That's Versailles Total Fitness at 131 North Monroe Street. Versailles Total Fitness, helping you reach a healthier lifestyle.
1 quarter of play, up and gone. And it's an 18-11 Mustang lead as we enter the Gladstone Cove trailer sales second quarter. Ryan, the Mustangs figured out how to get to the rim. 18 points in the first quarter, not too shabby for this Eldon offense.
No, and I say Hunter Hess just had it his way. He does lead with 8, but it's really been a team effort. There's been 5 Mustangs that have scored the basketball so far tonight, and we're just in the first quarter. Usually you look at the whole game and you see 5, and you're like, all right, this is a pretty good night. 5 in the first quarter is impressive, and I really like what Coach is doing when he's rotating all these guys around.
Well, I'm looking out there right now for the Mustangs, Jalen Beckman on the court, and you may remember that name from football season. Jalen was the outside receiver. Coach had told me that Jalen turned his ankle early in the season. They didn't know if he'd be able to go or not. He got cleared on Monday, but they were trying to be careful with it as a 3 on the way from Furman won't go, and the aforementioned Beckman pulls down the board. Hunter Hess wants to run, goes through everyone, lays it up and in. They're going to say it was on the floor. It almost bothers me when Hunter goes through 3 defenders and makes it look that easy for a scoop layup. It's like, dude, at least look like you're trying.
Well, right. It kind of looks like whenever you see the videos of, like, NBA players playing in pro-ams during the summer, that's kind of the way he's treating it right now as they turn it over here.
Yeah, I think Hunter was looking at the next pass before he brought it in. New Bloomfield back the other way. Fessler nearly has it stolen by Hess. He tips it out of bounds, kind of buffs the official. In the NFL, that's like a $15,000 fine.
Seriously, or it could cost you a game like it did 2 years ago. I don't remember who that happened to, but he bumped into the official and lost the game for his team.
Luckily, the rules of the Tipton tournament, not quite as steep.
No.
Fessler at the high post. Working around, and I thought Hess got a piece of it, but instead, the corner 3 up and good, knocked down by Andrew Fouch.
Maybe he even did, because Fouch has been a little long on his shots tonight, and this one connects.
They have corrected it. But a foul on the other end by New Bloomfield. Mustangs with the ball in a 4-point lead, 7:13 to go.
That might have things get going for New Bloomfield as Fouch has fired for a few threes. You can tell he wants to shoot, but he's finally seen something go through the hoop. That's just his first points of the night.
Deer King checks in for the Mustangs. Off the inbound, Hess comes up with it. Beckman, he drives baseline, working against Fessler, finds Deer King. Out to Hess, moves it to Reynolds. Trying to get Reynolds going from 3, nothing yet. Back to Hess, he'll reset the offense. Deer King comes out and sets the screen. Hess uses it, left hand off the glass, won't go. Beckman, the offensive board, gets the entire defense in the air. And pick who you want on that back.
He just got triple teamed. Jalen said that's shooting, yeah.
Well, it's got to be. Yeah, Jalen's like, listen, I'm used to triple coverage on the football field, but
you don't see that. He didn't get hit that hard most of the football season, if I had to guess.
So Beckman at the line, 6:50 to go. His first free throw up and off the front iron, won't fall.
And what did Coach Culpepper say last night? He said that if my players continuously are turning ankles, that I might make them wear an ankle brace. And look what Jalen Beckman has on his ankle now.
I think it's a great idea. Once again, as someone who injured his ankle early in high school, I kept it on my whole career. Second free throw up and good. It's amazing how that can just re-injure itself over and over. Like, it never gets completely strong.
Right.
And a near steal. Look at the hustle from Beckman as he lays out trying to keep it alive. It'll go back to New Bloomfield, but
you can see the redness on his face after the back-to-back possessions of just hitting the deck hard.
If this is the kind of energy you get back with this kid, this is a huge factor.
Yeah, seriously. Could have been the difference in the first-round games.
Honestly, it's great to have him back out here. And a near turnover, but it is recovered by Furman. That is Jacob Furman. Front drive baseline is Nathan. Great defense by Deer King. Near steal. I don't know how he got up with it. Excuse me, that is Nathan out the top of the key, driving his floater, rolls off the iron, has a strong rebound, and the Mustangs want to run. Hess in the middle of the floor. Skips it out to Reynolds. Corner three. Goes off the iron and tipped out of bounds. Last touch by Furman. It will stay with the Mustangs.
Reynolds couldn't connect there, but that just shows how Hunter Hess can affect the game. You know, the beginning of the game, they were letting him drive to the hoop. Now they're helping off and giving up open threes in transition.
And on the inbound, tossing down into the paint, letting Deer King go to work. Mason Deer King with the lay-in, 21-14, the Eldon lead.
And there are now 7 Mustangs, as there's a foul there, who have scored in this game already.
I love on Eldon's inbounds. It's obvious they're trying to go to Hess as the first look, but it's a screen and roll down on the baseline from Deer King. So if he's not there, they immediately go to the post-up because you have to take your poison. You either double team out on Hess or leave Deer King in one-on-one. And Deer King, 6'2", pretty stout-built kid.
He can have his way there around the rim.
Furman thought about the three. He goes to Fessler on the block. Nothing there. Quick ball movement. Furman three from the side. That was knocked down by Nathan Furman. 21-17, just a 4-point game. Hardy tries to answer. He got it. Hardy from downtown.
Both offenses starting to warm up here in this one.
24-17, the Mustang lead with 5:20 to go. And wow, he threw it right into Hess's hand. Hess nearly stole it. It winds up on the floor, and instead, an airmail pass to the second row.
I love this Eldon defense because with the way they're trapping, they're leaving the open. Obviously, when you trap, you're going to have someone that's wide open. That wide open person is sitting in the corner, and it's doing perfect.
So Eldon, they're playing great defense right now. We'll see if they can keep that up. Three on the way from Hess, up and good.
How are you supposed to defend someone that connect from outside but can also bully his way inside?
Well, it's simple. You don't.
Yeah.
And back the other way. Furman drives right through Deer King. They're going to get him for a blocking foul.
Tried to slide under there, but didn't have enough time to get set. It's just his first tonight, I believe. Yeah.
And once again, we talk about the age of this team. Deer King, a sophomore. I'm just looking at players that have already made an impact for the Mustangs. Deer King, a sophomore at 6'2". Cody Tam, 6'2", and a sophomore. Talon Holt, just a sophomore. First free throw up and good. Rhett Bayshore, who's hit a couple shots already, a sophomore. Jalen Beckman, a junior. Britton Ahart, a sophomore. Like, there is youth galore on this Mustang team.
Yeah, you got to be feeling pretty good if you're an Eldon fan. I mean, you got plenty of years of success coming up.
27-19 with 4:56 to go here in the Gladstone Cove Trailer Sales second quarter. Substitution as Hull will come back into the game. He's going to check in for Deer King.
I want to touch back on what I was saying about Eldon's defensive efforts there. I kind of got my words mixed up. Whenever they trap, say they're on the right side, they're leaving the guy all the way in the left corner open and saying, make that cross-court pass. It's not going to work, and it hasn't worked all night.
Oh, yeah, they are daring you to make the skip pass because they know they're athletic enough to recover. Has spin move on the block, right hand up and in.
So they really not fair.
They brought the double team to the left, and Hunter said, that's fine. I'll just spin over to the right. I really don't care. There was 3 defenders.
You know, whenever you said Hess was good, I was expecting a very skilled, athletic football player to come out here and play basketball, as there's a missed layup.
And another board for Hess.
But he's extremely skilled. Like, he knows what he's doing on the basketball court, has great basketball IQ.
Hardy's 3 up and good. Eldon putting a little space in this one, 32-19. It's now a 13-point lead with just over 4 minutes to play. Yes, Hess, and once again, high IQ, and a steal by Hess. He was going into the chairs, but was able to save it back to Hull. Hull has his pass tip, goes back to Mead.
He's asking for it. He wants a heat check right here.
Goes to Hull, to Hess. He fires the 3 off the back iron, wouldn't go. It's tracked down by Hull, tries to save it back to Reynolds. It's tipped out of bounds, last touched by New Bloomfield. Yeah, that was a warranted heat check if you're Hess.
You could tell he was feeling it, man. He started clapping for the ball, and they even left him open as he was the trailer after he had stole that ball. I don't know how you forget about him, considering he already has 13 points, but you did, and most of the time he's going to make him pay.
Hess flirting with a double-double already because he's probably got 6 or 7 boards to match. Bayshore, he'll drive with the left hand. Over to Hull. Hull penetrates. Little spin move. His jumper wouldn't quite climb the iron. Fessler with a strong rebound for New Bloomfield.
Still a pretty good take.
Near travel for New Bloomfield. Right into a trap. Hardy and Hull are there, and you could see the wheels coming off of that one. New Bloomfield wants the timeout.
Yeah, that's a good call right there. They were lost completely, and I think that a turnover there would have probably just about, put this game away here in the first half because, man, Eldon's got some momentum right now.
Well, we'll take the break along with them. 3:29 to go, 19-32 is the score. Mustangs lead by 13. You're listening to KS95 Sports.
We know you have lawns to mow, work sites to build, fields to manage, and jobs to finish. With over 100 years of experience, Seidenstricker Nobe will be with you every step of the way. Our customers are the center of everything we do. Find affordable pricing, low monthly payments, and easy financing options on all our John Deere equipment. With 27 locations to serve you, Seidenstricker Nobe Partners is your source for everything John Deere. snpartners.com.
And we are back. Congratulations to Hunter Hess with that last basket. He went over the 1,000-point mark for his career. So he's great on the football field. He's great on the basketball court. And the best part is his best sport is baseball.
Really?
Yeah.
The more you know.
He's an excellent pitcher, and he alters that shot for sure. Comes down with a board ahead to Hardy. Hardy avoids the defender, goes up through. Wow. A nice strip, though, by Fessler. Saves the bucket, but Hardy re-steals it. Ahead to Reynolds, right hand off the glass and scores.
And Reynolds with a good take there. That'll be his first points of the night, but a great job by Hess to seal off the defender and allow Reynolds an open lane to the basket.
And for Hardy to stay with it, Hess knocks it loose. It's picked up by Hardy. Back to Hess. He wants to run on the left side. And the defense tries to cut him off. He goes Euro step, has his shot blocked from behind.
That's back-to-back really good defensive plays by Jacob Furman.
And a little floater up and in. Nice mid-range game there from Alex Massman. 21-34. New Bloomfield trails by 13 with 2:37 to go. Hess drives. Long strides and a blocking foul going to be called. And Taylor Hull saying, do you have to call it? Come on now. I was wide
seriously,
open.
Wipe off the three. I will mention as well, that was the highest arcing three I think I've seen in this tournament.
Oh, yeah. Excuse me, Talon, not Talon. That just kind of slipped. But Talon Hull, yeah, he doesn't have a line drive in his arsenal. He's going to arch everything.
Well, at that size, you kind of have to. But
very true. Off the inbounds, they're going to look for Hess coming off the down screen. They take him away. But Bayshore drives, loses his footing as he gets hip checked. And is that team foul?
That's team foul number 4, I believe.
Or number
5, so he'll be shooting.
Yeah, New Bloomfield home team on the scoreboard. So, yeah, that should be free throws for Hull.
And that's Jacob Furman's third foul, which is pretty important because he has 7 points and really the lone bright spot so far for New Bloomfield.
A reminder, the winner of this game will advance to the consolation game. And I will say this, it's early in the season, so the seeding is what it is. But, I mean, I would argue that the Mustangs were better than their seeding. I think that the Mustangs very well could be one of the top teams in this tournament by what I've seen out of them.
I think you definitely could have had that conversation of, could you have flip-flopped Eldon or could you have moved California above South Callaway and maybe even Eldon? We'll get a chance to see that, I guess, depending on how the rest of the games move out. But Eldon looks like one of the top teams, no doubt.
And neither free throw will fall. It's tipped out of bounds, though. Last touch by the Wildcats, so the Mustangs maintain possession. Hardy comes back in for Bayshore.
I think, though, that 3, maybe even 2, you could even throw Camdenton into that mix, but they are a Class 5 school, so you're going to see them. But that 2 through 6 range, anyone really could have been any seed.
But the argument I would give is Eldon beat Camdenton by 12.
That's what I heard in the Jamboree, right? Or was that an actual game?
No, that was an actual game.
Wow.
So, a Hardy offensive rebound. Good pass inside to Hess, who lays another one up and in. Have a night, Hunter Hess. Yeah, I think in that game I heard that Hunter had something like 28 and 20. Near steal by Reynolds. It is a steal by Reynolds. This press really working for the Mustangs. 2 minutes to go, and 15-point lead with the ball. Reynolds turns corner with the right hand, gives it up. Hull will try a 3, high arching 3 up and in.
I like that because he didn't even look like he was ready to catch the pass, and then all of a sudden, before you could even blink, he had the shot up already.
18-point lead for the Mustangs. And look at the defense by Hull. Ooh, I think New Bloomfield may have got a call there. Hull stayed square so that he didn't get called with the reaching foul. He cut off the sideline. The New Bloomfield player was trying to go right through him, but he was giving Wyatt Jordan no space.
And really, the Eldon defense hasn't given anyone space at all tonight. I'm pretty sure that there's only been 2 field goals from New Bloomfield here in the second quarter.
Powell with it. Goes to the corner to Fessler. Doesn't look for his shot. It's a skip pass, but Hardy is ready. They're trying to post low, but Hunter Hess is not having it. And 3 seconds in the lane gonna be called. So, yeah, they were trying to roll the big man around. That being Hunter Dawson at 6'6", he's listed. I don't know if he's actually 6'6", but he's a pretty big guy.
He's big. He's definitely stout.
Oh, for sure, but he was battling with Hess, and I think Hess was winning that battle. Hull with it. Goes to Ahart, mid-range jumper. Little hot. Rebound pulled in by Fessler. Gives it up to Jordan. He'll bring it up the floor. Goes to the corner to Powell. Powell drives a little spin move, but good defense by Ahart. And then Nate Reynolds, a little soccer kick.
Gotta love the kick ball, you know. They call it a violation, but it doesn't really do anything, you know. You might as well kick it and make sure they don't get an open 3.
Absolutely, a good play. New Bloomfield inbound under their own basket.
Elevator screen.
And it was read perfectly. Good switch there. Tess stepped up on it. It's a pass inside, won't go.
Wow.
Great defense by the Mustangs. They want to run. Hess ahead of the field, lays it up and in.
I like that. Hess, you could tell he had the rim on his mind. He definitely wanted to have a date with it, but saw that he couldn't get up there because the defender just finger rolled it in.
Hull re-steals it, and a fast break. Hull goes through the defender to lay it in, draws the foul. He'll go back to the line.
It's like we said early in the first quarter, it just had the feeling right after the first basket, you know, if Eldon could attack the rim and show pressure defensively, they were going to be just fine in this game, and that's exactly what's happened. They're leaning on a 20-point lead now.
And a chance to extend it for Talon Hull from the line. It's his first free throw up and good. 42-21. And we've got 2 more great games coming up this evening, by the way. Coming up next. Next is the Tipton game,
Tipton
right?
versus Capital City.
We're going to see a slugfest, knockdown, drag-out brawl in that one. As second free throw won't fall, those ladies fighting for the right to go to the championship game.
And then you'll have California and Eldon to finish off the night.
And speaking of another slugfest, knockout, drag-down brawl, I mean, those are 2 teams that have hated each other for 75 years, and they're going to keep it up for another 75.
It's pretty cool how it worked out now. We've basically just got 2 semifinal games on the girls' end tonight. You know,
honestly,
both winners of the games will move on to the championship game.
Yeah, so it's going to be big. And like I said, I stuck around and watched Cap City. They are athletic. They have a little bit of size inside.
They do have a little bit of size.
But
they don't have that one-star big girl like Smith Cotton does, but they have 2 or 3 that, you know, they've got some size on them.
Well, and Cap City's a Class 5 school. You know,
yes.
You can ask Tipton how much they care, and I'll tell you.
They don't.
No, not at all. They actually say, you know, you should probably be Class 6 if you're going to come play us. But we'll see what happens. Great defense, again, from the Mustangs. I feel like I've said that 1,000,000 times tonight.
They've been killing it.
I mean, they've held this team to 21 points and a half. That's great in any high school game. Fessler, a little spin move on the block, won't go. He gets his own miss, puts it up. He is fouled. Count it. He'll go to the line. Chance to make the old-fashioned 3-point play.
Fessler's first points tonight, and Fessler was the guy that I was looking at whenever pregame warm-ups were going on. I was like, you know, he might have a big game on the inside, but so far Eldon hasn't even allowed the ball to get down there. You know, they've just taken it away at the half-court line or maybe even before that.
Yeah, Fessler, he looks like he's probably a good 6'4", because I see Hess out there, and they're pretty close to the same size. But that's what I'm talking about, the advantage with Hunter. I mean, you're talking Fessler at 6'4" is their post.
Right. And you see 6'4" guards, but you don't typically see it at this level. You know, you see it at the Class 6 level, but you don't see it at this level.
No, and Nate Reynolds breaking down the press by himself. 9 seconds to go. Eldon with a 19-point lead. They got time to get a shot off. 5 seconds. Hull has it in the corner. Goes to Hess. Sets his feet. Fires the 3 off the iron. Won't go. Kept alive by Bayshore. Couldn't get a shot off in time, but a great first half of play from the Eldon Mustangs as they find themselves leading over New Bloomfield 42-23. Hy-Vee halftime shows coming up in just a moment. You're listening to KS95 Sports.
Dunn Property Management is currently taking applications for over 30 one-bedroom, one-bath units in Eldon. These units are for ages 55 plus. Rent includes water, trash, snow removal, and lawn services, and can be pet-friendly upon approval. Locally owned and operated with full-time maintenance staff and office manager. They are close to churches, the senior center, shopping, and parks. For more information, call Dunn Property Management, 573-569-1200.
Sackler Ford in Versailles is proud of their growing customer base. When a customer and their family has bought 18 Fords from the Versailles location, you know the team is doing something right. The Versailles Ford Store sales department customer viewpoint is 100%. That means that every new vehicle sold, the customer is literally 100% satisfied. Sackler Ford in Versailles is big enough to serve you and small enough to care. For brand new Ford products, Ford certified pre-owned, service, tires, and Ford parts and award-winning customer satisfaction, it's Sackler Ford of Versailles.
Special problems require special solutions. I'm Mark Keckner with Keckner Manufacturing. We're known for making turkey coops, but we've expanded including trailer repair, laser cutting, head drawing, custom fabricating, and manufacturing. Yes, we do that. That is the reason we've been in business for over 60 years. We are working for the working man. You might not need us today, but when you do, Keckner Manufacturing will be there. Keckner Manufacturing in Tipton, Missouri. Yes, we do that. Go to Keckners.com. That's KOECHNERS.
Divine and the Land Pro team will provide you with excellent service and more than 25 years of combined knowledge of the local real estate market. Looking to buy or sell land or farms in Miller, Morgan, or Camden County? Call Chuck Yo, the Land Pro, at 573-280-4452. Victoria Divine makes finding your next home enjoyable, utilizing the latest technology to bring buyers and sellers together. Buying a home is a big decision. Trust Victoria Divine to handle all the details for you. Divine and Associates, powered by eXp Realty, located across from Wood Supermarket in Eldon.
We're sitting here discussing tired at halftime. Our camera lady, Britt, is just exhausted. She has been carrying the load for us these last few days. And, yeah, she actually turned down options from the Monday Night Football crew. Wow. They called. Yeah, they were going to put her on the payroll, and she said, nope, I'm loyal to them here at KS95. I would never give that up.
She's definitely working harder than you over there. I mean, I see her breaking a sweat trying to move the camera up and down. We're just talking.
Oh, yeah. No, I'm only half awake for most of this game. You can tell that just by listening. No, I kid, of course. We're here at the Hy-Vee, a halftime show where the Mustangs have a commanding lead, 19-point lead. It is 42-23. I mean, think about it. The Mustangs put 42 points on the board in a half.
Right, and looking at last time, we talked about how the defensive effort was there. It was just maybe lacking a little bit of offense. They scored 61 in the last game. They're already almost there with 42, a third of the way. And it's really been the story of their defense has led to their offensive points.
Yeah. Oh, absolutely. And if you want to talk about their offense, let's look by scoring by quarter. For Eldon, 18-24. For New Bloomfield, 11-12. So Eldon, in the second quarter by itself, scored more points in the second quarter than New Bloomfield put together in the first half in total. I'm no doctor of basketball, but I'm pretty certain if you can outscore a team in one quarter versus their entire half, you're going to win a lot of ball games that way.
Right, and whenever you only give up 3 field goals in a quarter, that seems like the recipe to success. I don't know, maybe some games you end up losing doing that, but I can't think of very many.
Individually, who's getting it done for Eldon here in the first half?
You can't look any farther than Hunter Hess. I mean, he has 17 points tonight. We talked about how he got his 1,000th point, and huge congratulations to him. I mean, when you're a 3-sport athlete and you win all-conference quarterback, it seems like he's got everything he could possibly want right now, right? He's the kid from the movie. And then Devin Hardy, he's got 8 points, and Britton Ahart's got 5 as well. There's 3 players with 5 points. Rhett Bayshore and Talon Hole also have 5. So really, it's been a full team effort. There are 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 players that have scored in this game for the Mustangs. That's exactly what you need.
Now I have questions because you just said the kid from the movie, and the only movie I can think of for some reason is High School Musical. So I'm trying to figure out if that means that Hunter Hess is Troy Bolton, and if so, what's it take to get him to sing for us? And this is
I want to see it.
Huh? Oh, yeah, that's a great idea. Britt, we're going to steal your headset. I'm glad you said that because I completely forgot about that. Because we can't just, leave and go interview coaches like we normally do, right, trying to get them to cycle through and come up here for the little pregame interview. Oh, Andy's handing out money, so I picked the perfect time to do this. We are going
please.
Yeah, please. If you're just passing out cash, you can count us in. We're joined now by the head coach of the Tipton Lady Cardinals, Jason Culpepper, with us. Coach Culpepper, how's it going, man?
It's going pretty good. Excited.
Man, we're talking about the games tonight. We couldn't have picked a better slate of basketball to watch because you've got this game between Eldon and New Bloomfield. Before we get into your squad and what's coming next, what do you think about the game and what you've seen?
So far I thought Eldon's done a great job on offense. They put the ball in the hole. First part of the game, New Bloomfield kind of started out hot there, and they took a quick lead, but I didn't think that was going to stand too long with Eldon. Eldon's a pretty solid team. They really, put the clamps on defensively since then and went on a big run here to end the first half.
we've been kind of joking up here about Hunter Hess. He's kind of like the kid from the movies, as Ryan said, because he was the conference first-team quarterback in football, which in the Tri-County, that's quite the compliment in its own right. Comes out here, he hits his 1,000th point in this game tonight. He's been very effective in the first half, and from what I hear, his best sport's actually baseball. So it just seems like once in a blue moon, you get those athletes that are just naturally good at everything they do.
Yeah, and I don't know the kid very well. We obviously don't play in the Tri-County Conference, but I've had a couple run-ins with him here at the Tipton tournament, and the kid's super respectful. He's a high-class kid. Like I said, I didn't know anything about him coming into this tournament really, other than I saw he played last year in it, but had a few run-ins with him this year, and he seems like a really good kid, really respectful, always talking. He's a good kid, and I wish him the best this year.
All right, well, let's look ahead at your game tonight, as you've got a fun matchup in typical Tipton fashion. You can't play a school your own class size. No, you got to jump up to a Class 5 school, and tonight that happens to be Capital City Cavaliers. First off, just because I can't ask you off, are we going with the normal starting lineup tonight?
Yep, normal starters.
Normal starters tonight. Now, last night we sat there and watched a lot of the Cap City game. They had quite a battle with Smith Cotton. What did you see in Cap City? What do you know about the Cavaliers?
I know that, I've watched 3 games now. I guess all 3 games they played this year. And they played zone for full games and they played man for full games. So they can play different defenses, whether they play a mix of both. I've seen a man press. Offensively, they got some girls that are fast and strong and get to the hole. They've got a big girl inside that can really rebound and really score the ball well. They're a good basketball team. I thought last night watching them play, they looked a little bit, less disciplined than what I saw them play against Owensville, which, first round of the Tipton tournament, you had Thanksgiving break. You can kind of see that sometimes. I kind of saw that out of our girls on Monday. So I expect them to be back to where they were last Tuesday when I saw them play Owensville.
Now, your girls play a little different style this season versus the past couple years that we've gotten accustomed to. And I don't mean this as an insult to anyone who's played for you, but part of it is in the past you've had traditional posts that you've used. And I get the feeling that Ava Schlotzauer is not what I would consider a traditional post. An outstanding player, though. Do you think that you can use the fact that you essentially have 5 guards on the floor to maybe pressure Cap City a little bit in this game?
Oh, yeah. I mean, in general, that's what we'd like to get to at some point in this season, whether it's, in a week or 2 weeks or 3 weeks or after Christmas. At some point, we'd like to get back to where we're playing full court man-to-man against teams like we did this summer whenever we were, in good enough shape to play 4 or 5 games in a day, and we'd man press your full court for the entire day and never get a sub or never get beat. I like to get back to that point. It takes some time. It's not easy to get back to that point. Conditioning wise, but at some point we'd like to get back to that. But tonight I'd really like to see us get out there, especially with Charlie, Clara, and get up in the full court press. And then, Ava being that non-traditional post, love to see her pushing the 4 in transition when she gets the rebound, making their big keep up with her.
Now that's going to be another fun part for me. We were talking last night. One of the favorite things I've ever coined doing a game is the Tipton torture chamber. When your guards turned it on last year, you could see the fear go into another team's eyes where it's the pressure is in their face. Well, now it's not the guards. It used to be 3 people in the Tipton torture chamber. Now you have 5 girls that will put you in the Tipton torture chamber. Is that a part of the key to the game now? Is it going to be the defense that decides it, or do you need to get the offense going early?
100%. Defense is always going to lead your offense in any good team. You see very few teams that can go out there and win games without getting after it on the defensive end. If you're going to be a power, a traditional power, somebody that's consistently good every year, the defense is what you got to bank on. I mean, you can always travel with defense. You can have off-night shooting, and you can still win games. This summer we played a game, and we played back-to-back games. We played Boonville and Centralia, won both games by 20. And we did not hit a 3 in either game.
What?
Yeah. Huh. And that was when the girls really clicked for them. Like, we don't have to shoot well, and we can still beat teams. We can get after them, turn them over, get layups, and we can win a lot of different ways this year.
Well, I'm excited to see it. It's going to be a battle. Your chance to go back to the championship that you won last year here at the 85th Annual Tipton Tournament. Coach, appreciate you coming up. I know you got things to do to get ready, but come on up and see us after the game. Bring whoever you want with you, and we'll talk to you after you get it done with Cap City.
Will do. Thank you, guys.
Thank you. That is Coach Jason Culpepper, head coach of the Tipton Lady Cardinals, and his squad getting ready to do battle here after this contest concludes. But we are ready to get second half action underway. Polylift, boat lift, third quarter. Sorry, Ryan, I put you in a weird position there trying to get that untangled. Eldon will have the first look. Once again, a 19-point lead for the Mustangs. 1-3-1 defense from New Bloomfield. Ahart high post goes to Hess on the low post, and he puts it. His shot was just a little too strong. I believe that to pull him ahead. Yeah, we got all sorts of wires jumbled up there.
We'll get it.
New Bloomfield back the other way now. Good defense by the Mustangs, staying straight man. Furman at the top of the key with it. Excuse me, Nathan Furman. I got to remember we got a Nathan and a Jacob, same last name. Nathan goes to the corner, 3 on the way for New Bloomfield. Shot 2 strong. Tipped out of bounds, saved on the baseline, picked up by Hess. He wants to run. Right side of the floor. He goes against Furman, puts it off the glass and in.
And what did Coach Culpepper just said, right? He said any good team starts with defense and leads into offense. There, the Mustangs play the long defensive possession, get the stop, and then Hess just goes with ease.
Furman's floater off the glass, up and in. You are absolutely right. Once we talked about it a little bit in the first half, this Mustang defense is nothing shy of elite right now, and it is triggering a lot of their offense. 3 ball on the way. Shot 2 strong, kept alive by Ahart. He is hacked. He'll go to the line for 2. Some strong rebounding down low from Ahart to keep that one alive.
Yeah, and I've noticed as this games went on, New Bloomfield really did do a good job boxing out at the beginning of the game. But as, the lead started to grow bigger and, maybe they're getting a little tired, they started to try to jump with Eldon, and they haven't had much success doing it. Eldon's been great on the offensive glass. Not that there's been many missed shots for Eldon, but they've been great on the offensive boards and even better on the defensive boards.
Well, and he was talking about conditioning. This Mustang team is very well conditioned. As the second free throw up and good, Coach Caudell has these boys in shape, and because of that, they can play this style of defense and run this way all game.
Well, it definitely helps when half your team plays football and is stalling.
And Reynolds the steal and the lay-in. Speaking of athletes, the all-state cross-country runner on a yearly basis. Yeah, he's not going to get tired out here.
No.
Back the other way, and they're going to say, I believe it went off Hunter. No.
Well, I think it did, but he was just trying to dodge it.
It was about to hit Hunter right in the face. So as I look down there and I see our old buddy Rod Smith in the doorway.
I just noticed him, and I've always seen him on Twitter, but I've never seen him in person.
Have you ever talked? Oh, you've never talked to Rod?
I've never seen him in person.
Such a nice guy. Truly, Rod's one of the good ones over here. I mean, they're all good ones. I don't mean it like that. But one of the great in the sports world. Him and our old buddy Zach Paul sometimes out in the field. But yes, you can see some of these highlights from this Mustang game on KRCG 13.
No, I've always, because he works kind of this area in the Columbia area, and I always see him posting on Twitter and trying to keep up with scores whenever I was working in Southwest Missouri, and never got to meet the dude, but he seems like a legend.
Oh, yeah, great guy. Back the other way, New Bloomfield. Going with the skip pass, looking for a 3. Thinking about it was Jacob, but he did not want it. I'm just going to a first-name basis with Jacob and Nathan Furman
Might
now.
as well.
Nathan over to Jacob. He's squaring up against Ahart, but look at the defensive stance from Ahart. Getting that 6'2", almost 6'3" frame low and stretching those arms out. He covers a lot of space that way. Possible 3, no. The Mustang defense, once again, not giving up anything. Nathan now with it, working. It's Nathan versus Nathan. Reynolds versus Furman, that is. Driving baseline, floater, climbs the iron, won't go. Hardy tips it out. It's controlled by Ahart. He wants to run. Britton kind of fakes the pass and a scoop shot up and in.
He looked a little uncomfortable at the beginning of that, but all of a sudden that turned into skill. He took over.
He was faking him out. He wanted him to think he was uncomfortable. That was a ball handler move right there. I guess that's just a hesitation on the run out.
I don't even know. He was kind of a little in and out, fake the pass. I don't even know. He knew what we did.
I'm just saying the camera was rolling. Rod's going to have that on the highlight reel tonight.
Isn't that always the best when you go home and you turn on the news and you see yourself?
I remember in school we were the 7-2 matchup with Eldon one year. Of course, Stover was the 7.
Right.
And I shut down their point guard. I felt like we go to double overtime. He hits 2 shots on me. The only 2 shots on KRCG that night were that kid hitting those 2 on me. Like, where are the other 4 quarters? Furman trying to go to the block. Out to Fessler. He fires the 3 up and in.
Brennan extended him.
Yeah, we've seen some big men that can shoot in this tournament.
Isn't that everyone nowadays?
You're not wrong. Hess. 3 on the way. It's going to be a little short for Reynolds, but it's kept alive by Tam. His mid-range jumper won't climb the iron. Good board, though. It's a 21-point lead, 28-49, 49-28, I should say, with 4:40 to go here in the third quarter. Polylift, boatlift, third quarter. Shot too strong for New Bloomfield. It's on the floor. It's picked up by Hunter Hess. Lost, picked back up. Hess wants to run. Wolf coming. He doesn't care. Underhand pass to Hardy, who lays it in.
Great pass, but an even better finish there by Hardy to control his body and the ball.
Three on the way from Furman, won't go. Offensive board by his brother, who can't put it up and in, but Fessler cleans it up.
You end up getting two there, but Furman's got to be pretty annoyed there because that hit every single part of the rim and some of the net and still went out.
Tam up to Hardy at the top of the key. Little crossover. Furman with the steal, though. He wants to run. That is Nathan. Nathan lays it up and in.
Bloomfield showing some life out of halftime, which is what you want to see.
51-32. Pass to Ahart. Back out to Hess. Tries to go baseline. Crossover behind his back. Gets into the teeth of the paint. Off the glass and in. I don't know what you do with him right now.
Up over. He's at 21 points now on the night. And I think he's eyeing 30 if he gets to play a little bit into the fourth quarter.
Well, I think he's already at the double-double.
No doubt.
And he's got quite a few assists on there as well. Hunter's had a very good game, but this whole Mustang squad has. Fessler in a little bit of trouble. Goes skip past to Furman. Top of the key. Three on the way. Rattles out. Hess add another rebound to the total.
Yeah, Hess is going to end up over 10 rebounds. He might end up close to 10 steals. I'm not going to lie. He's been active in passing lanes tonight.
Hardy in some trouble on the baseline, but he kicks out Hess top of the key. Tam lines up a three off the back iron. Won't go. Hardy got pushed in the back. Foul ball going to stay with Eldon. Once again, Hardy, he's like 5'6", but the kid has so much energy, and he plays so smart that his height does not matter.
Did they call the... Okay, I was going to say, I was like, everyone was a little confused. The new Bloomfield player went to go inbound the ball. I'm like, there's no way Hardy got the foul there, right?
No, almost a platoon swap here as I see Bayshore has came in, as well as Hull.
And that's Jacob Furman's fourth foul.
Reynolds gets it up to Hull. Goes to Hess off the inbounds. He turns through the contact. Off the glass, won't go. Kept alive by Beckman. Beckman on the floor tries to find Hess. Hess fighting through three guys. They need to bring a fourth. Count it, and the foul.
Oh, my goodness. That's not fair.
It's funny because that was Beckman to Hess. Normally on the football field, it's Hess to Beckman. So
right, they decided to change roles there, and Hess has three defenders, one on each side. It's like he's in a cage. He pushes through the front one, takes the contact from the guy on the left, then gets smacked by the guy on the right, and finishes.
You know, sometimes you see him one-on-one.
And we got a little kid on the court.
Well, you got to have that once in a while. And Hess finishes off the three-point play, doesn't even think about touching the iron. You know, once in a while in a one-on-one, you say that I think my player's better than yours. I'm going to let him take it.
That's what it was.
That was Hess saying, I think I'm better than you three guys. Let's see what happens. New Bloomfield looking for some offense as they find themselves down 24. Working the ball around the outside, thought about the three. Good defense by Beckman, but they're going to get him for a little bit of a hand check there. He's going to go, he was working against Alex Massman.
You know, Eldon plays defense like they're in the 90s, and that time he thought he was in the 90s, tried to hand check him there. And
they haven't went full Jordan rules yet,
no,
though.
Not yet.
Near steal by Beckman, and oh, that's a tough one if you're Jalen because he had a shot at the steal. He sold out on it, but instead they're going to get him for a foul. It'll be his third, the team's fourth, so the next foul will put them in that double bonus for the quarter.
You're definitely at a situation here, though, where you do want to play your defensive rules, you know, and stay between the rim and the ball, but you can get out in passing lanes a little bit. You got a 24-point lead. I think they're going to give him a little leeway on that, right?
No, I completely agree. And they're going to run a little bit of a weave offense on the outside. Rackers comes back to get it. And it's a steal. Hull's got it and wants to run. Surveying the floor. He goes over to Bayshore, lines up a three. It rattles out. Fessler with the rebound for New Bloomfield. 2:10 to play. That was a good look, though, from Bayshore. Hess on Fessler. He has to pick it up the top of the key. Furman turns the corner, attacks the basket. Great defense by Hess. He goes straight up. Furman tries to take it away. He tried to throw it off Hess's legs. Hess just jumped over it.
And
I've never seen that one before.
Yeah, me either.
It was a crafty play, but Hess no.
And somehow it just found the hands of New Bloomfield. I almost want to say in the second half, even though, you know, Eldon does have this 24-point lead, it does feel like there's been a few bounces that have went the Wildcats' way.
That foul actually will foul out Jacob Furman.
I didn't know if they called it on him or his brother because they have one number apart and they look a lot alike.
Oh, similar build, similar playing style. So that'll make it easier for me. If I say Furman, it's only Nathan on the floor now.
Right,
so
there you go. They knew that, and we're trying to make it easier on you.
I appreciate it. 56-32 with 1:48 to go here in the Polylift Boatlift third quarter. Good ball movement. Hess lines up a three and knocks it down. 59-32. The Mustangs have blown this thing open.
27 for him tonight.
Near steal. Look at the defense by Bayshore and Hull. They've got him trapped in the corner. New Bloomfield has to use the timeout. Look how excited Coach Caudell is coming off the bench after that.
Hey, you have to be excited because usually when you're up by 27, the defensive effort goes away, but it's still there.
Not here tonight. We'll go ahead and take the break. Come back with more. You're listening to KS95 Sports.
The Tipton Latham Bank is a locally owned and operated full-service independent community bank serving the area since 1906. The Tipton Latham Bank N.A. is an equal housing lender and a member FDIC. The Tipton Latham Bank is a proud supporter of local high school athletics. Stop by the Tipton or Latham branch or visit TiptonLathamBank.com.
1:30 to go in this third quarter. Probably lived both the third quarter, and Mustangs have looked phenomenal. They are about to break 60 points with their next bucket of any kind. Defense has been outstanding as they have held New Bloomfield to 32, and it looks like Eldon is going to punch their ticket to that consolation game.
Yeah, and I think that it's a sad, just way the bracket lined out because they easily could have been a semifinal team playing for a third-place game, but instead it's okay.
Think about it. The Mustangs could come out of this 2-1 on the season with a chance to go 3-1.
They would actually,
and a chance to avenge the only loss they have because they will see California later this year.
Yeah, you can't complain about it, and they would actually be 3-1 because they beat Camdenton, right?
Exactly, yeah. And so one of your wins is over a bigger school.
You can't even complain about that.
Half-court offense from New Bloomfield, looking for something in the corner, but Hull was ready for it. This is more great straight man defense. That's the best part. This is not just zone helping each other out. A little spin move attacking the paint. And out of control, give him the charge. Drawing the foul, Mason Deerking. Checked right in. The sophomore stepped up and took the contact.
That play, you could see Beckman kind of came up light on his ankle there, and that's why he got beat around the corner, but then a great job by Deerking to come over with the help defense and identify, hey, I can take a charge right here.
Everyone getting involved in this Mustang game. Bayshore, nice little move. Gets the floater inside. It rattles out, but it looked good.
Eldon almost feels like they're running an offense, a football offense against a zone defense, which this is zone defense by the Wildcats. Like, they're just doing a really good job of finding the soft spot and sitting in it.
No, I completely agree. They give up the corner three, though, as it's knocked down by Hunter Rackers.
I love a knuckleball three, and that's his first points of the night.
59-35, the Mustang lead. Bayshore thought about answering with a three of his own, but he'll give it up to Hull, who attacks. Now it is Beckman, gets inside the defense, goes right at the big man. His shot partially blocked by Fessler. Now out and running, TJ Powell. His shot rolls off the iron, and a good job to get back. Hull and Hess were both there. Hull comes away with it. He gets into the teeth of the defense, draws contact, no whistle. Tipped around. Powell wants to run again. And run he does, but Beckman...
Oh, and now they're going to shoot 2 free throws again.
That's tough. And with 2.3 left, Beckman kept his hands out, but he was kind of riding him with his chest. Yeah, it's just a little. And that's one, once again, Beckman hasn't got to play a lot because he turned his ankle in the jamboree. Beckman was such an outstanding football player. It takes a little bit, I feel like, for those football players to switch gears into basketball mode.
Right, that's clean, really good physical play in a football game, but in a basketball game, it's your 4th foul.
I feel like it's a little different for Hunter because Hunter played quarterback, so he wasn't.
Oh, yeah.
He's not out there tackling everybody, and he did run through all the contact, but still. Whereas Beckman was a wide receiver, but I believe he was also a safety or a cornerback and laid the boom on a few guys. So I don't know what to say for Devin Hardy because Devin Hardy laid the boom on anybody that got near him.
Right.
59-36 after the made free throw. Just enough time for a full court heave, and the sport in the middle played some lockdown defense.
The best defender in the whole gym tonight.
No doubt about that. So we've played 3. 59-36, the Mustang lead. 4th quarter action coming up. You're listening to KS95 Sports.
Hi, I'm Brandon, and welcome to Gladstone Cove Boat Trailer Sales. Do you need a trailer to get your boat out of the water? Maybe just a replacement trailer. Or considering selling your boat and you know a trailer will help get it done. We carry 11 lines of high-quality boat trailers, and if we don't have what you need, we also build our very own line of custom aluminum boat trailers. Thanks to everyone that's been by or just heard of us and gave us a referral. From my family to yours, we can't thank you enough.
And ready for the 4th quarter, Como Connect 4th quarter. It has been all... I almost said Tipton as I saw some of the Tipton players getting ready there. It has been all Eldon in this one. 59-36, their lead. Hunter Hess has been nothing shy of unstoppable.
Yeah, and I hope, yes, he is going to come back out on the court. He's got a chance to get 30 points tonight, and I'm not going to lie to you, it really feels like he might have a triple-double tonight. He could be up there to 10 steals. I'm not going to lie.
He's got a lot of steals. He's also got a lot of assists to go with it. I mean, we don't do the player efficiency rating system, but
it'd be about max.
Yeah, it'd say, hey, you're really good at basketball. New Bloomfield with the first possession of this Como
We're going to
Connect
see
fourth
Eldon
quarter.
packed down in the zone here. I think it's 3-2.
They figure, why not give us a different look? 3-2, and you've got 2 6'4" guys on the baseline that can both move. That helps a lot, being Ahart and Hess get passed by New Bloomfield. They're trying to work around the zone, but it is active. Tam, what defense by Tam is attempting to drive for New Bloomfield was Hunter Rackers, and Tam just absorbed it in his shoulder and forced an errant pass. That was nice.
I would hate to be the door that just got drilled by that basketball, because that thing was moving.
And Hess is not allowing anything. They tried to throw it inbounds, and he jumped in front of it, slapped it away, too. You're up by 23 points right now and playing it like it's a 2-point game.
Right.
You'll love to see that.
They're going to extend well out here.
They are indeed. That's Reynolds contesting right now. This 3-2 zone. 30 seconds have went by. Still no shot has been put up here in the first half. Near steal. 3 going to be fired from the corner and knocked down. That was hit by Alex Massman.
The rotation wasn't bad there. It was honestly just really good ball movement there.
Hess gives it up to Tam. Hardy at the top of the key, wants to drive with the left hand. Between 2 defenders, and a double team needs some help. Instead, he just puts it up and in off the glass.
That was Hardy, right?
Devin Hardy. Because Devin Hardy's exactly who you expect to see in the post.
Hey, I said the guards might be able to get active down low, but I didn't expect Hardy to be the one that would get active. But he did.
I feel like he's the kid that in practice they're like, all right, so give me a guard to go post up, and he's the first one that runs out. It's like, no. I meant one of the 6'2" guards. He's like, nah, I got this.
Well, it's just like in the football field how he would go, despite being the little one, he'd go defend passes. Well, he can do it on the basketball floor, too.
A good tip out to Hess. Now reverse pass to Hardy. Won't climb the iron. Kept alive by Hess on the floor. Picked up by Hardy. Given out to Hess in the corner. Excuse me, that was Ahart that kept it alive. Hess with the floater won't go. Gets his own miss. Puts it up. A lot of contact. He'll go to the line for 2. Ahart and Hess are confusing me right now because we have 2 6'4" blonde-haired guys with very similar builds down there rebounding.
And apparently Ahart can dribble the basketball just as well as Hess did, because he showed it off on that fast break in the third quarter.
Yeah, it's pretty impressive, and that's, once again, a luxury as a coach. First free throw for Hess. Touched everything but the bottom of the net.
Is that the first thing he's done tonight that's potentially been wrong?
I think so, and somehow I don't think it was his fault. I'm blaming the rim.
That's not even the bad rim that we were talking about last night.
They're all bad rims when it doesn't go in.
That's true.
Second free throw from Hess, up and good. 62-39. Mustangs in full control, and Hess is going to get a breather here as he is subbed out. Mr. 1,000 points now for Hunter Hess.
I love that Eldon is still pressing, because you need to work on things this early in the season.
Oh, absolutely, and they have big goals. They know what they're capable of. And air ball shot by New Bloomfield, picked up by Ahart. Eldon wants to run. Hardy over to the corner, a little show and go. Nice move there. Try to set up a teammate. I'm trying to figure out who that is. Who laid that up and in?
That was Hardy that scored, and you give an assist to Britton Ahart, who sealed off his defender nicely.
Well, I'm looking out there. There's a 23, and I don't have that on my roster. So I'm very confused right now. And a tip-in from Reynolds while fighting for the rebound. 66-39 Mustangs.
Yeah, I don't have a 23 either.
Yeah, I'm not sure who that is. We'll have to figure that one out.
Michael Jordan.
Oh, wow. He looks younger than I expected. New Bloomfield steps into a 3. It's short. Rebound goes in the hands of Tam. Yeah, if you're listening to this and you happen to know who 23 is, please let me know. Hardy with the drive. He goes baseline, goes right into the bigs. And was that a whistle or a shoe squeak?
I think he was unsure if he wanted to call it a foul, but did. And Hardy is taking over here. He already had 10 points on the game, but now he's up to 16 and a chance to get to 18 with these free throws.
Wow, that's, once again, you know what Hess is going to give you, but when you're getting other guys like Devin Hardy, or when you're getting your Colin Tams, your Aharts, scoring like this, and I still think you're going to have a game as the first free throw rolls off the back of the iron. You're going to have one of those Nate Reynolds games, too, where he gets hot and he just hits the first 3-4 threes and can really change a game as well.
We haven't really seen him need to shoot the basketball tonight, but he definitely can. He showed it.
And second free throw up and good for Hardy, 67-39. Eldon going for the 70-point mark, potentially.
You can't complain about that on night number 2, huh?
No, 5:33 to go. 3 on the way from New Bloomfield off the top of the backboard. Yeah, they don't like it when it's up there. Como Connect, fourth quarter underway, and it's been all Mustangs all game long. Coming out of the
Hardy check out. Finishing with 17 points. That's a great night out of him.
Yeah, once again, the kid knows one speed. It's real fast. Mustang offense working against this 2-3 zone in New Bloomfield. Hole He's over to Tam. Back to Hole in the middle of the paint, looking for the cutter. Not there, so he goes out to Reynolds. Thought about the three. Instead, he tries to go inside. He does so to Tam. Tam passes underneath. Great feed to Ahart, who lays it in.
That was an impressive pass, and now 3 Mustangs up over double digits, so that's Ahart's 10th point.
Mustangs have opened up a 30-point lead. Like I said, I don't know that I agree with the seeding, and I understand you can't seed that early in the year accurately as a three's on the way, and it's rebounded by Hull. But this Mustang squad, if you want to overlook them, do it. They're going to come in and punch you in the mouth.
Seriously.
Ahart underneath the double team. He dishes it out to 23, whose name I apologize, we don't know. Hull out to Reynolds. He steps into a 3, won't climb the iron, but look at Ahart going up to keep it alive. He did so, but then his foot got in the way.
You're ruining 23's one shining moment here.
Man, I know. I feel so bad.
No, it's the worst feeling in the world. You show up to a tournament. I know 3 years ago, because of COVID, the blue and gold in Springfield, they got all their programs mixed up, and it's like we have like 5 guys on each roster that we actually know their name.
Oh, it's rough. So 23, like I said, we can call you. You could be Michael Jordan. You could be LeBron. You could be a lot of people.
I think you could be happy with that.
Oh yeah, there's a lot worse comparisons we could make. He's playing great defense right now, too. New Bloomfield goes to the block. Shot won't go. Offensive board tipped around. Powell's got it. And he is immediately smothered by multiple Eldon defenders, and it's a steal. Tam with the steal as it finds its way to Hull.
Anybody hear the music in the gym that played for like a split second on that defensive possession?
Yeah, somebody's Bluetooth just connected. Tam thought about the 3. He'll drive baseline and do a double team. Feeds it inside to Ahart.
Little de facto lob, I guess. It wasn't on purpose, but it worked.
71-39. All Mustangs right now as they're headed to the consolation game. Corner 3 on the way, won't go. Ahart tried to get another rebound, but a little too hot to handle as it goes out of bounds. Substitutions for the Mustangs as checking in for them will be Bayshore and Deer King. So Tam and Reynolds take a breather now as they both played a very good game.
Oh, and there goes the music again.
Oh, Bluetooth has reconnected.
You'd love to see it.
Now I'm tempted to try to sync my phone up to the Bluetooth.
Seriously, what funny noises can I play? There's the elevator screen.
Deep 3 from New Bloomfield knocked down. That was some range shown.
Way downtown, huh?
My goodness. Yeah, that 3 knocked down by Wyatt Jordan. 42-71. Eldon tries to answer. Shot won't go. New Bloomfield wants to run. And quickly under the basket is Powell. He gets his shot up and in. 71-44 with 2:30 to play. So, like I said, Eldon will move on to the consolation game. I need to look at the bracket and see what time that will be. But that will be on Saturday as it's a steal from New Bloomfield. Out ahead of the pack, lays it in left hand, climbs the glass.
I like that they're not giving up.
That's Massman with the bucket.
Every time I look at his name, I think it says Eric Musselman. He's in there.
You know, I think Arkansas would be happier to see him playing here. And somebody zigged when they were supposed to zag. Another turnover for the Mustangs. Coach Caudell not going to love the recent turnovers as Powell scores on the other end.
And that would be 2:30 on Saturday that they'll play.
2:30 on Saturday. And we will have coverage of that game for you right here. Floater back the other way. Wouldn't go for Bayshore. Under 2 minutes to play in a 23-point game. And a lay-in on the other side. This has actually been a big run here as the lead's down to 21.
You're going to be pretty happy if you are New Bloomfield. My goodness. You know, with the effort they've shown here at the end. And they're going to call a rolling timeout, just get a substitution. Or, yeah, just a sub here.
I thought Caudell was trying to call a travel on his own player.
That's what I thought, too.
That's a bold move,
Never
Coach.
seen that one before. But
No, so timeout call and a reminder coming up after this game. We will stop the stream on MoSportsZone for just a moment and then flip it to bring you a couple okay teams, you know, a reigning Class 2 state champion and a Class 5 school about to battle it out. I'm talking about those Tipton Lady Cardinals as they square up with the Cap City Cavaliers.
I'm excited to see what Charlie Bailey has in store for us tonight because, you know, she didn't have her best night shooting the three-pointer, so surely that means she saved them all for tonight, right?
I asked Coach, I said, how many did she shoot the other night? And he said she shot 16 and made 2.
Yeah,
and
she did. Yeah.
I said, do you have a problem with her shooting 16? He goes, no, I wish she would have shot 18. So, well, and Deer King, it's a catch it or eat it as he takes it off the face, able to recover it, put it up, and draw the foul.
I think it's interesting. We haven't seen Capital City at all yet.
You have a good point.
Last night they were...
They're here?
Oh, they're here.
Oh, okay.
Well, they are. I was going to say, last night they were, like, sitting in front of us the whole game that we covered, and, you know, now I don't know where they're at.
First free throw from Deer King, up and good. I tell you what I do see is Emmett Haas over there just walked into the gym. Boy, he played well the other night.
He is a Haas, that's for sure. And this is something that's going to be exciting is, are we going to get an Eldon-Tipton game in the 5th place game? And if we do, I think it could be a really good basketball game.
Boy, I hadn't even thought about that. That could be an absolute barn burner. Second free throw won't go.
Who was it that was shooting just now?
It's a real good question, wasn't it? I think, was it Jalen Beckman?
Yeah, and that's why we call them unofficial stats at the end of the game, is because we got excited about a potential matchup.
Yeah, we're easily distracted. New Bloomfield back on offense. Little scoop shot won't go. Rebound controlled by Beckman. Under a minute to play and a 22-point Mustang lead.
Nice pass.
Get past Bayshore. He goes low to Deer King. Up and under move. Draws the double team. Out to Bayshore. Gets a man in the air. Steps into a mid-range jumper and knocks it down. 74-50. Eldon has put up 74 points.
Impressive.
I mean, just for comparison, Versailles is known as a high-powered offense, and they were in the low 80s against this team. So you don't mind 74.
No, not at all. You're looking at yourself coming out of this game and thinking, man, we got some positives. Now, they're also thinking we got some negatives. But that comes with it.
Well, yeah, that's just part of building a program. But Eldon looks good as a defensive rebound, goes to Bayshore. He tries to lob Deer King. I'm not sure what he saw there. And Coach Caudell kind of looking out like, I don't know what you're looking at. But Powell attacks the other way for New Bloomfield. Won't climb the iron. It's tipped out. Hauled in by New Bloomfield. Back on the attack and running right through somebody was Eric Massman. Blocking foul going to be called?
I think that'll...
No, a charge call.
Surely, right? Yeah, no, it'll be a charge.
So Eldon just has to throw this one in. They don't even have to cross half court, if we're being honest. And that can put a wrap on this game. So Eldon will advance to the consolation game, 2:30 on Saturday. We'll have coverage for you right here on KS95, as well as video streaming live on MoSportsZone.com. Post-game show coming up in just a moment. You're listening to KS95 Sports.
The goal of the Morgan County Health Center in Versailles is to make sure you feel your best and stay that way. A few of the public health and community services available at the Morgan County Health Center include CPR and first aid training, food safety classes, educational materials and classes promoting healthy lifestyles and activities, children and adult immunizations, and nutrition for expectant mothers and young children through the WIC program. For more information, follow the Morgan County Health Center on Facebook or call 378-5438. The Morgan County Health Center at 104 West Lafayette in Versailles, connecting the community to healthy choices. Butch's Small Engines east of Tipton is your sales and repair person for all makes and models of small engines. They sell and install B&W gooseneck hitches. They're a dealer for Echo chainsaws, weed trimmers, and blowers, and a Kohler warranty center. Butch's Small Engines is open Monday through Friday, 8 to 5, and Saturday till noon. Highway 50, 3.5 miles east of Tipton. Butch's Small Engines. Call 660-433-5831. That's 660-433-5831.
It's not called a farm won't or a farm can't. It's the Case IH Farm All Series, and it's available now at Crown Power and Equipment. And instead of telling you that the Case IH Farm All can do baling, mowing, pulling, raking, and digging, we'll just give you the list of things it won't do. Ready? Nothing. Get your Case IH Farm All Series today at Crown Power and Equipment and find out why Can Do comes in red. Crown Power and Equipment. Passion, power, performance. Find a location near you at crown-power.com.
Every day, your Jefferson City and Osage Beach Hy-Vee pharmacies are committed to your health and wellness. If you're enrolled in Medicare Part B, Medicare Advantage plans, and most commercial plans, they'll cover up to 8 over-the-counter COVID-19 tests per month at no cost through Hy-Vee. Most plans cover these costs and no prescription is required. Stop in at your Osage Beach or Jefferson City Hy-Vee pharmacy and see the helpful pharmacy staff today.
And we are back ready for the Shed post-game coverage after Eldon wins convincingly over New Bloomfield by a score of 74-50, scoring by quarter for the Mustangs 18, 24, 17, and 15. And for New Bloomfield, 11, 12, 13, 14. Metallica has entered the building.
Ooh, okay.
That's not a Sandman coming for a dream. I think that's a nightmare getting ready to come out of the tunnel.
It's the Tipton torture chamber, if I'm not mistaken.
Before we get to that, though, let's look at the individual scoring for the Eldon Mustangs.
Yes.
Who was getting it done?
Yeah, so you guys do the math on if this adds up to the final score, but these are unofficial. So it was Hunter Hess who had 28, a huge night for him. 17 for Devin Hardy, 10 for Britton Ahart, 7 for Rhett Bayshore, 5 for Hull, 4 for Nate Reynolds, and then both Jalen Beckman, who came off the injury, and then Mason Deerking added 2. So it was a pretty well-rounded night. Obviously, Hunter Hess having the big one, but everyone had a great night for them. On the other hand, for New Bloomfield, and again, you can add this if you really want to, it was Jacob Furman with 8 out of Brennan Fessler, 6 for JT Powell, 2 for Eric Massman, 5 for Wyatt Jordan, 5 for Alex Massman, and then 3 for Hunter Rockers. Oh, and 4 for Nathan Furman.
So we're going to hold on for just a minute and see if Coach Caudell wants to come up and talk. And if not, we can get him with our pregame of the next game. That's a nice thing about having 3 consecutive games. We're going to be on the air either way, so hopefully we can catch up with Caudell for a second. And like I said, Coach Caudell, such a great guy, and he is doing good things with this program. You can tell just watching him. He has these boys dialed in. They have bought into his style of play, and he has them working hard.
Yeah, no doubt about it, especially the defensive end. It's always tough whenever you want to, have your team buy into a defensive effort because everyone thinks offense, score the basketball, whatever. But you can tell it was a full team defensive effort tonight. They were out in passing lanes. They were causing havoc all over the floor. It was an impressive showing.
Now, we are getting ready once again for our next game, Tipton and Cap City. 2 very talented ball clubs. Cap City won their last game, or the opening round game, I should say, over Smith Cotton by a single point. Tipton handled Smith Cotton pretty well. I don't have the exact score in front of me, but I believe they won by about 30 in that one. And I would argue probably not the best we've seen Tipton play, as they were pretty sloppy at times. But the Lady Cardinals got to show up. And the thing with high school basketball, every matchup is different. Just because one team played a team a certain way doesn't mean the next team. Yeah, so it can be. It could go either way, but looking at the Eldon Mustangs, once again, as they advance to the consolation game, where they will face off with, I'm trying to think who it would be.
Tipton or Otterville.
Okay, so they will get to see Tipton or Otterville, and I look forward to that because I think either of those games, especially if I think it very well could be Tipton getting through. Tipton versus Eldon is going to be physical, defensive, and a lot of very talented kids.
Tipton showed some good things, and I think the interesting thing about if Tipton moves through and plays against Eldon is how Hunter Hess reacts to someone matching his physicality level. No one in tonight's game really could push around with Hunter Hess, but if Tipton gets through, man, that could be a very physical game. You might have a Monday Night Raw matchup on a Saturday.
I will tell you this. I don't know that physicality is going to phase Hunter Hess because
I don't think it will
he
either.
plays in the Tri-County Conference. He's taken plenty of shots on his way to the rim and on the football field. But I tell you what, we're going to take a break. We will come back with coverage of the Tipton Lady Cardinals and Capital City Cavaliers. If you're watching the stream, we're going to stop it for a second. Count 5. It'll come right back on, I promise. This has been a presentation of KS95 Sports. We'll be right back.
Printing and promotional advertising across from the Family Center on Highway 52 East in Versailles. Call 573-378-5775.
Since 1844, Kidwell Garber Funeral Home has been a part of Versailles. They've seen the community grow. They've seen the community change. But one thing remains the same. Nothing's more important than our schools. Kidwell Garber would like to take this time to salute everyone involved in keeping Versailles schools a source of pride for the community, and to the students who always strive to do their best, whether in sports or academically. You are the future. From Kidwell Garber Funeral Homes of Versailles and Laurie.
All right, Bradshaw has the ball. He's dribbling down the court. He takes the shot. It's a touchdown.
Wait, what?
Is that not right?
Do you know anything about basketball?
I know that Como Connect offers absolutely outstanding ultra-fast internet, HD TV, and home phone service. And to sign up, people just need to call them at 844-99-FIBER.
I admit that's awesome, but you know nothing about basketball, do you?
Not even a little bit.
How'd you get this job?
The chair was open and I sat down. Bradshaw has the ball again.
That's not even his name.
Pickup truck, sports car, motorcycle, minivan, townhouse, two-story, farmhouse, fixer-upper. What you drive and where you live is different for everyone, so it's important to have insurance that fits your needs and is just right for you. At Shelter Insurance, we understand that, which is why our agents help you design a comprehensive auto, home, and life insurance plan. Insurance that fits just right.
Shelter Insurance Agent Aaron Long is a proud sponsor of the Tipton Cardinals.
And welcome back, everyone, to this Danner Roofing presentation of KS95 Sports. One game in the books, 2 to go, and this second one is sure to be a good one. We've got 2 heavyweights ready to trade blows with the right to go to the championship of the 85th annual Tipton tournament. On one side, you have Capital City, not a very old school, but a very talented one. They're a Class 5 school with some great athletes as they defeated another Class 5 foe in Smith Cotton last night by just 1 point in a game that truly came down to the wire. On the other side, you have a team that has played Class 4, 5, 6. They tried to find Class 7, found out it wasn't a thing, so they went back to 6. No, I'm talking about the Tipton Lady Cardinals coming off the Class 2 state title. You look at these 2 teams, Ryan, very different schools, but may mix up for a good matchup tonight.
Yeah, no doubt about it. And they're 2 schools that are familiar with each other as of late. Capital City founded in 2019, and every year they've came to the Tipton tournament since. Tipton's 4-0 against them. They've played in full play every single time, with the closest matchup actually being last year. It was 66-52. Tipton won. But something that's different about this Cap City team is their first 2 years, they only had freshmen and sophomores, so some of those scores are skewed. But here they've got size. They've got 3 post players that are well over anyone except for Ava Schlotzauer size, and it could be a really fun matchup tonight.
Well, Courtney Edwards in that mix as well.
Yes, that's true.
It's weird because Courtney is technically the biggest player on this Tipton Lady squad, but if you saw the Tipton Lady Cardinals play last year and you're like, oh, I know how they play, they're going to spread it out, they're going to feed the block, or the guard's going to attack. No, it's not your same Cardinals team anymore because they don't really care about posts. Ava Schlotzauer will go down there, will play on the block, and can score on the block, but she's not your traditional post. She will step out, take the 3. She'll get a rebound and push the ball up the floor. She will gladly handle it. I mean, it's scary to say that this is now a true 5-headed monster on the offensive end, that any of those 5 will take the shot, any of the 5 can score, and all 5 will try to put the clamps on you defensively.
Yeah, no doubt about it. Schlotzauer, with her best performance of her career by far. Her first game, she had 18 points, Last time out, what was that, Monday night? She had 26 points, 15 rebounds, and 5 steals. So if you want to talk about filling up the stat sheet, she definitely did that. And not far behind her was Clara Williams with 13 points and 5 rebounds, 5 steals, and 4 assists. They are all packing the stat sheet. It's truly a full team effort for this Tipton team, and it's scary to think that when it was supposed to be a rebuilding year for them, as they graduated their 2 best players, they're right back in it.
It's amazing. It's like something's in the water here, and the Tipton Lady Cardinals drink it on up. You look at this, and a lot of people be like, it's all right, guys. They graduated their seniors. We're not going to have to worry about it. And to be fair, they graduated some excellent talent. Myra Class, Briar Cox, Brett Cox, all extremely good players, no doubt about that. But they've got 3 sophomores that are leading the way right now. And I think part of that is it's not that your seniors can't get it done, because I look at Charlie Bailey, Courtney Edwards. They do the stuff that doesn't show up in the stat sheets right now. I mean, Charlie will score, Courtney can score, but the thing is they are the defensive leaders. The Tipton Torture Chamber starts and ends with its leader, Charlie Bailey. She is the best on-ball defender, boys or girls, I have ever watched in my life. I mean, this girl, it's like she wakes up in the morning and just immediately starts defending somebody, and she'll do it the entire length of the floor without fouling.
I'm excited to watch her play defense tonight, and I think the interesting thing is I asked because I saw that, Charlie Bailey didn't have her best shooting performance. She was 2 for 16 from the 3-point line, and I was kind of interested, did it affect her defensive effort at all? And you made sure to make it clear, no, it didn't at all. No. She's one of the best defenders, probably. You can make an argument in the state, and she does a fantastic job.
Yeah, it's crazy that we talked about, you graduated 2 All-State players. Okay, Charlie Bailey was All-State last year.
She was.
Charlie Bailey had a great chance of going back-to-back with All-State if Tipton can make a run, and she's probably not going to be alone. I look at the squad, it's like, I think Ava Schlotzauer is carving out an All-State run this season as well. These Tipton ladies have got off to a good start to the year as they took on a very good Max Creek team in their first game. And that was a 24-win team last year that was just 1 bucket shy of going to the Final Four with an All-State post, very skilled. And Tipton played it close for the first half, and then in the second half decided, yeah, I think we're done with this, and just opened the thing up to win in dominant fashion. Then in the first round of this tournament, I was trying to think who Tipton played in the opening round.
They played Smith Cotton.
Smith Cotton, thank you. And immediately we saw the 6'2" big of Smith Cotton, who was very good with both hands on the block, and I thought, what are they going to do? That's a lot of size. Then Schlotzauer put 26 up on him.
Well, and what's interesting about that, she got to the line 16 times. She converted 16 times.
Oh, yeah, that's amazing. We don't know if it's for sure a Tipton record, but Coach Culpepper said there's a very good chance it is. And I got to give a lot of credit to this coaching staff over here because you have you have head coach Jason Culpepper to start. We know about Coach Culpepper, but his assistants, Justin Schlotzhauer and Cameron Hurst. I got to talk with Coach Hurst a little bit last night. And Coach Hurst, an awesome person, and she was a great player in her own right. You are perfect. Rick, can we get the headset from you? Coach Caudell's up here now. Was hoping to catch up with him after a big win from his squad. Get him mic'd up. Now you're good to go. Throw her on, bud. And we're getting ready here. Yeah, I know. We've got it all messed up. Blame Brett. That's what she does. All right, Coach Nathaniel Caudell, head coach of the Eldon Mustangs, after a big win. Coach Caudell, how'd you feel about your squad tonight?
It was big. Big for us to get that win, especially after losing the close one the other night to California. We saw a lot of good things from our guys. We got some other guys that hadn't had a lot of experience yet, getting some experience, so that's always a positive. Obviously Hunter Hess, over 1,000 points in his career is a huge accomplishment. And so we all got to kind of go celebrate that in the locker room after. So overall, it was a great night.
Your squad got after it defensively from the word go, and that you never let up. That was one thing that we were talking about up here. Even in the fourth quarter, as you would rotate in your bench, it seems like your bench kids come in and bring the same intensity as your starters. Tell me, how much of a luxury is that as a coach?
Oh, it's huge. This is by far, as the groups I've coached throughout the years, this is by far our hardest working group. No matter what's happening, I know that they're going to give me their best effort. They might even get out of position a couple of times or something like that, but it's not going to be a lack of effort. And so as a coach, you can't ask for any more than that.
You're talking about hardest working groups. I feel like you've got a lot of depth this year, too. I mean, you're bringing guys off the bench and not missing a beat. Does some of that just attribute to the amount of youth you've got on your squad, or how are you able to play so many guys in a game?
Part of it is, with our youth, but, we've had some really great guys in the community that have done a great job of, some parents that have done a great job of getting their kids in the gym and working with them. And we're just starting to see some of the, success of that. Guys that are, ready to come in and play. And that makes a big difference because now, I felt like sometimes we had to play young guys out of necessity. Right? There wasn't, enough older guys there, and they weren't ready for it. Now, if they're playing, it's because they should be, and that's a big difference. They feel pretty confident coming on the court. They feel like they should be there, and it shows.
I'm a big believer in give people their flowers while we're still watching them. We saw Hunter Hess hit 1,000 points. Talk about the fact, Hunter on the football field, he is the first team all-conference quarterback in the Tri-County. Then he comes out here, 1,000 points as a basketball player, and they tell me baseball is actually his best sport. Just talk a little bit about Hunter and what he means to this team.
He's crazy, man. It's unreal. Everybody just wants to look at his natural athleticism, and yeah, he has it. There's no doubt. You can't deny that. But the biggest thing about Hunter is that he never stops, right? His attitude and his effort as a person is that's what separates him from everybody else for me, is that, he just wants to continue. He just wants to continue playing. I took him out and he wasn't wanting to come out because he just wants to keep playing. And that's the thing with him is that he's always going to play hard. He's going to make his, he'll have some mistakes and things like that. And to play at the level that he plays at all three sports is insane. You just don't see it. You don't see very many kids that can play at that level. He could go and play college basketball, go and play college football. He wants to go play college baseball. And so he's going to be successful at it because, he puts the time in and the effort in to do it.
Coach, you guys move on to the consolation game. You now improve your record to 2-1. Some big wins to start the season. A chance to improve to 3-1. What would it mean to potentially win the consolation game and have a 3-1 start to your season?
That's huge. We haven't, since I've been part of the program, we haven't had a 2-win tournament. And so now that we got that one out of the way, there's one more to go get. And we say every day we start 0-0, right? So as big as we're going to enjoy the rest of this win tonight, right? Especially as celebrating Hunter. But after this, we got to, it's 0-0, right? We got to focus on our next game at hand.
All right, well, we really enjoy watching you guys. Congratulations on a big win. We'll be back with you Saturday at 2:30 consolation game. Thanks for coming up. Congrats on the win, Coach.
Thanks. Appreciate you guys.
That is Nathaniel Caudell, head coach of the Eldon Mustangs. They pick up a big win. We'll be back with the opening tip for Tipton and Cap City. Coming up here, you're listening to KS95 Sports.
Holly Lift Boat Lifts. You've got your home at the lake and you found the perfect boat. Now to just make sure the boat bottom stays clean and up out of the water. Holly Lift Boat Lifts. We've been the lake's choice for reliable boat lifts for over 40 years, and we offer a lifetime warranty on our tanks. We don't just build boat lifts, we build poly lifts.
We don't just build boat lifts, we build poly lifts.
Deposit checks anytime, anywhere. Hi, this is Ryan Pryor from Citizens Bank of Eldon and Versailles. With mobile deposit, you can enjoy the convenience and ease of depositing your check simply by taking a picture of the check while using your mobile phone or tablet. It's fast and secure, and it saves you a trip to the bank. Sign up today and see how we can make your life easier. Member FDIC.
A hometown bank, a hometown friend.
Veracruz Mexican Restaurant wants to invite you to join them for a casual lunch or family dinner out for authentic Mexican cuisine. Veracruz has a great selection of burritos, tacos, seafood, enchiladas, salads, and more, all prepared with the finest and freshest ingredients. Veracruz on South Highway 5 in Versailles and Veracruz Jr. on Highway 52 in Stover. Or you can check out their new location on Highway 65 in Lincoln. Veracruz Mexican Restaurant, a proud sponsor of local athletics.
Come back and get ready for opening tip between, once again, two powerhouses deciding who will play for the championship here. I'm talking about Tipton and Cap City. Ryan, I'm excited.
Yeah, me too. It's not very often in these pool play style tournaments that you get to see two de facto semifinal games, but we do. We kick it off here with Tipton and Capital City, and then later on tonight, you're going to see Eldon and California in a big rivalry game. So, you know, we got the boys game out of the way. It was a fun game. It was a good game, but now the fun really starts as we got two semifinals here tonight.
We do, and we'll go ahead and get to the starting lineups first. For Cap City under head coach Tracy Braden, it will be number 3, Addison Jones, 5'7" junior. Number 4, Denijah Fluellen, a 5'5" junior. Number 14, Aslan Marshall, 5'11" and a junior. Number 21, Amara Austell, 5'7" and a junior. Number 23, Jada Anderson. Now for your Tipton Lady Cardinals, their home white uniforms under head coach Jason Culpepper, assisted by Justin Tower Cameron Hurst. Starting for the Cardinals, number 1, Courtney Edwards, 5'10" senior. Number 10, Charlie Bailey, the 5'6" junior. Number 11, Madeline Hagerman, 5'4" and a senior. Number 24, Clara Williams, 5'7" and a sophomore. And number 45, Ava Schlotzauer, 5'9" and a sophomore.
And I want to get back to what you were saying about assistant coach Cameron Hurst. In practice, she said she tore her MCL defending, I believe that was Charlie Bailey, right? So if that shows you how much this coaching staff wants it, I think that, you know, is a great point right there.
I'm going to be honest, I would tear my MCL if I was trying to guard Charlie Bailey as well. So no shame in that.
I might as well.
Also, the irony is I don't know where Coach Hurst played ball at, but I'm pretty sure they said that Tipton actually eliminated her.
She said.
Yeah, off of a shot that she believes was a travel back in her day. But that will wrap up the H&R Block of Versailles pregame show. It's the Chuck Yo, the Land Pro first quarter, and it's about time for the opening tip. Jumping for the Lady Cardinals will be Courtney Edwards. She'll be going against Jada Anderson, the 6-foot center for these Lady Cavaliers. The opening tip controlled by Cap City. Tipped immediately to Fluellen. Over to Jones, back to Fluellen. Cap City going to work it around the outside. Straight man defense from the Lady Cardinals. Jones to Fluellen. Trying to go to that high post. Back out to Jones. Not a ton of movement right now for Cap City. They go for the back cut, though. Bailey's there to take it away. Shot too strong. Rebound. Traced down. Finally hauled in by Clara Williams.
Impressive there by Charlie Bailey to identify that on the backside, get over and help right before the rim.
I don't know what the coaching staff for Cap City saw and hollered about, but they didn't like it. Straight man defense here.
Well, I think they came out in a zone, but the coaching staff wanted them to play man defense.
Like, have you seen them shoot threes? Don't play zone. Hagerman.
How do you mess that up on the first possession? It's like we literally just talked about this.
Yeah, very carefully. Hagerman to Williams in the corner. They were trying to post Schlotzauer. Instead, what a drive and dish. Williams goes baseline, feeds Schlotzauer for the layup.
That was a great job there. She didn't have the baseline at first. A little hesitation move, got the baseline, and found the big Schlotzauer for 2.
And look at the Tipton torture chamber go to work early. Edwards was all over Jada Anderson and forced a tough pass out to Fluellen. And as soon as she caught it, Clara Williams was waiting for her. I'm saying when these girls flip a switch, it is scary.
And it's going to be fun in this gym tonight. It's going to be loud. Capital City's families getting after it. We got a great Tipton crowd tonight.
Look at the student section over there. Just wait till we get to a championship game with one of these two teams. Anderson with the drive. That was Jones. Shot won't go. Rebound, Bailey. She turns and wants to run. Cap City trying to cut her off at half court. Bailey not having it. She goes to the block. Pass a little too hot to handle over the head of Schlotzhauer.
And that is where the length of Capital City is going to, show a difference as being a Class 5 school. They might not be the biggest, but they definitely have a little bit more size than Tipton does. So Charlie Bailey might have been a little overwhelmed there, but as the game goes on, I don't think she's going to have a problem. She's one of the best ball handlers I've seen.
I'm a little surprised they are running Jones as the pass tipped into the backcourt. Fluellen goes back to get it. They are running Jada Anderson, the 6-foot center at the high post. It's a steal picked off by Edwards. Edwards brings up the floor, a little spin move, gets to the right hand, off the glass, won't go, but she is fouled. She'll go to the line for 2.
And we know defense is Edwards' game. She's almost like the enforcer there on the inside and gets the steal there and then works out in transition. You don't always see her dribbling out in transition, but does a good job there.
Oh, they call her Courtney the Badger Edwards for a reason, as her free throw is off the iron and no good.
Free throw shooting, sorry, not to interrupt you, free throw shooting was great last game out for Tipton, but it is something that we saw them struggle with in the game at Rolla against Max Creek, and she's no good on both.
Yeah, second free throw rolls out too strong. Anderson, a good rebound. Fluellen up ahead of the pack, goes against Bailey. Gets the shot up and in. We're tied at 2 apiece with 6:08 to go in this first quarter of play.
That's a dream for a coach there. There was only one dribble on that possession. They got all the way up the floor on passes and got a great look.
Williams gives it off to Bailey. She drives. Claire Williams, top of the key, thought about the 3, gets inside the paint, dishes it out to Edwards. Pass a little off, but Edwards comes back to meet it. Reset, goes to Schlotzhauer on the block, turns around, left hand up and in.
Again, we just talked about no dribbling on the other end. I love how Schlotzhauer doesn't try to put it on the floor. She knows that she's a little bit quicker and longer and just gets around the post defender. I think that was Anderson.
Yeah, and you would think going up against a 6-foot defender would be a problem, but her dad is about 6'4" and plays defense in the post every game as Anderson's shot won't fall, but it's the rebound to Schlotzhauer.
Who's going to run the floor now?
Your center brings a lot of contact, no reach called, winds up in the hands of Edwards. She attacks, goes baseline, needs help, gives it up to Schlotzhauer. Beautiful feed in the finish. 6'2", Ava Schlotzhauer right now over Cap City.
And it's Schlotzhauer getting on the glory as Cap City's going to call a timeout here, but it's her teammates that have done a great job setting her up so far.
Absolutely. Beautiful dimes already dropped from Edwards and from Clara Williams, but a timeout called. 5:15 to go here in the Chuck Yoda Lampro first quarter. We'll take timeout as well. You're listening to KS95 Sports.
PenMax Staffing has immediate job openings with long-term potential. They have excellent opportunities in Versailles, Eldon, California, and the entire Lake area. Apply online at penmac.com or call 573-392-8383 to set up an appointment for an interview. That's penmac.com or 573-392-8383 to apply. PenMac provides free help finding a job. Apply today and go to work right away. Your one application will find you multiple possibilities.
Tipton is a confusing team in one fashion that we were talking about during the break. A lot of teams, if you heard, oh, the other team's got a good big, you'll think, how can we beat them with guards? Seems like Tipton hears the other team's got a good big. They're like, cool, we're going to beat them with our big.
I think it's almost that Culpepper just wants to throw it in their face a little bit. Like, hey, my big's a little bit better than yours.
And that's what they've tried to do early as Ava Schlotzhauer has rattled off 6 quick points in the first 3 minutes of play. It's 6-2. Ava or Tipton, however you want to look at it, leading this one. Straight man defense. Fluellen with it, working against Williams. Clara loses her footing, but still recovers. Now it's Edwards with the denial as she is working against the ball handler, Austell, and it's picked off by Schlotzhauer. Nearly lost, but she's able to recover it. So she scored, rebounded, and stole the ball.
Done just about everything you can.
Charlie Bailey from 3 knocks it down.
Ooh, that's a scary sight. You did not want her or want to see her hitting threes if you were Capital City.
Charlie Bailey. Bad shooting night the other night does not matter. She's got a glowing green light. On the block, a nice extra pass over to Anderson. Her shot too strong, but she is fouled. We'll go to the line. It was a good feed there, though, from Addie Jones to set her up.
It was great defense there by Bailey to get back on the backside. And I guess when you are making shots, your defensive effort is going to go up a little bit. She does get tagged with the foul, but, rather send him to the free throw line than give him an easy bucket.
I love the slight attitude. I don't mean that in a bad way that Charlie Bailey plays with as she walks over to Coach Schlotzhauer's first free throw. I'm good and goes, what did I do wrong?
Right.
And Coach Schlotzhauer, you didn't do anything wrong. Don't worry about it. Keep playing.
Yeah, sometimes it just happens, You can play the most perfect defense, but get a foul sometimes.
Second free throw attempt on the way. Off the front iron, rattles around, and good. So the lead cut to 5 now. 9-4, is the Tipton Lady Cardinal lead with 4:20 to go here in the first quarter.
You got
Bailey.
the zone here for Capital City.
We'll see how that works as Claire Williams drives dishes out to Bailey, over to Hagerman, to Edwards, into Schlotzhauer. 3 players can converge on her. She goes back out to Edwards, who steps into a 3. Shot too strong. Tipped by Schlotzhauer, kept alive. Her legs taken out. Skip pass is looking for Williams, but a good recovery by Anderson to tip it out of bounds.
A lot of bodies hitting the floor there. What I think is important, though, now we're seeing them pack down in this zone so that they can stop Schlotzhauer, and that's going to just open up the three-point barrage. We saw one there. Inside out's the best place to shoot. They weren't good on it, but throughout the night, they probably will be.
Yeah, if you leave Edwards open like that, she's going to knock him down. I mean, she was a 53% three-point shooter last year, for Pete's sake. So getting everything straight now.
What was going on? Something on the floor?
That may have been. And that's kind of a weird inbounds play. But it results in a 3 that rattles around for Williams, tipped out of bounds, last touch by Schlotzhauer. Schlotzhauer literally had her hands on Hagerman's hips and is almost like pushing her forward into the defense and then turns and runs off it.
It reminds me of like the like a quarterback sneak in football where the running back comes up and shoves the
It's like the Eagles tush push.
Yes, that's exactly what it was.
The brotherly shove, Tipton edition. And a little bit of a mishandle. Edwards is all over it. Skip pass, dangerous off the fingertips of a Cap City player. Now into Bailey's hands. Bailey wants to attack. Mid-range, gives it up to Schlotzhauer. Contact does it. Kerr moves the defender and scores.
Schlotzhauer just displacing the defender with her body. It looked like Hess in the first game.
Anderson, nice spin move on the block and has an answer of her own.
You've got 2 different styles of players here. Schlotzhauer kind of just wants to go through you and get the layup, and then Anderson both times has kind of showcased a little finesse on the block.
They go right back to Schlotzhauer. A good double by Fluellen. She strips it. Gets it to Jones, back to Fluellen. Crosses half court. Jones at the top of the key. She's got Anna Crane, who had just checked in on her. Fluellen tries to go baseline. Williams says no and just takes it from her. Clara Williams, nothing pretty about it. Just reached out and took the basketball. Ahead to Anna Crane. She feeds Schlotzhauer. Out to Williams for 3, and it rattles out. Tipton's got a couple good looks that just haven't went down.
Yeah, they had a little bit of the triangle offense there. Went inside, back out to another, and you're going to hit that 9 times out of 10 if you're Tipton.
Anderson, a little double move, and once again, Williams just grabbed it and ripped it out of her hands. Williams on the attack. To Crane, sets her feet, fires a 3. Off the iron, won't go out of bounds. So if you're Cap City, you feel very lucky right now because that's at least 3 threes I can think of that Tipton had a dead-on look uncontested and couldn't knock it down.
Well, it's like we talked to Culpepper. He makes his players shoot 60% on the gun for three-point line, and you know, he says, if you can't hit an open 3 for me, then you can't play for me. And here they've just gotten lucky. They hit those shots almost every time they shoot. And, you know, if you keep leaving them open like that, it's going to be a long night.
Looking for the back cut is Cap City, but a good takeaway there. Edwards was kind of guarding 2 people simultaneously. They're trying to go to Anderson on the block, but Schlotzhauer not making it easy for her. On the outside with the ball, that is Peterson, who was checked in the game for Cap City. They finally do go to Anderson, working against Schlotzhauer. Muscles her way in. Shot won't fall, though. Good defense from Schlotzhauer, and she gets the board.
And a really good block out on the backside by Bailey. She didn't get the rebound, but she caused the rebound.
Williams to Bailey. No, it's a steal. Out running is Austell. Her right hand off the glass falls.
Those are the passes that sometimes against Class 2 and 3 schools you can get away with. When you're playing a bigger school, maybe a little bit quicker, they're going to get out in that passing lane. All of a sudden, it's a 3-point game.
Yeah, 1:45 to go here in the first quarter. Williams drives, dishes it out to Crane. Extra pass to Edwards, who drives and makes the extra pass herself. She gets slapped in the face in the process and does not seem to care at all.
That was extremely unselfish play there by Tipton. Each of them had a decent shot, but they went and found a better one, and had there not been a foul called there, it would have been an easy layup.
So some substitutions here for Cap City, as Anderson will get a breather. Checking into the game for her is Emily Thames, another 6-foot sophomore. On the attack is Williams. Edwards at the top of the key. Goes to Crane. Gets to the free throw line. Gives it up to Williams. She sets her feet. Fires a 3. Goes off the front iron. Won't fall. Thames pulls in the rebound.
Tipton choosing to attack the defense with a 5-out look there. Even Schlotzhauer was playing out, and I think that's just something that you have the luxury of doing.
Peterson in a little bit of trouble. Williams nearly another steal. I'm going to say she tipped out. Clara is just getting after it defensively right now.
Defensively for both teams, it's kind of been the tale of 2 stories, because for Cap City, they're giving up good shots. For Tipton, they haven't given up any good shots. It's just some of them have went in.
3 on the way. Shot too strong. Bailey, great box out and the board. Now she wants to run. Bailey, head of steam through the contact, puts it up. And I Blocking foul, I believe. Okay, they never really gave a good sign there, but yeah, if Bailey draws contact, she'll go on the line for 2. I think Charlie knew at half court, I'm taking this up whether you're in my way or not.
Yeah, and she had Courtney Edwards up ahead, but I don't think it was a very high percentage pass. It was one of those things you complete like 25% of the time. So she did a good job just taking herself.
Charlie Bailey, her first free throw up and rattles down. Extends the lead back out to 4. 1:08 to go here in the Chuck Young Land Pro first quarter.
Who was it that just checked in? Was that Laura Petrie?
Yeah, Laura Petrie just checked in as Bailey knocks down the second. So 13-8, 5-point Tipton Lady Cardinal leader. Excuse me, maybe that's Lara Petrie.
Lara, yeah. And she's still looking for her first points of the season, but she's gotten a lot of minutes this year for Tipton. So obviously Coach Culpepper likes something.
Well, look at her footwork. Great defense already as she picks up Austell. They're trying to post Austell against Petrie. And, yeah, that's the problem while looking for it. Too many steps taken. You can attribute that to the defense of Anna Crane.
Yeah, I like that. Crane was up in her face. She kind of backed off a little bit. And that's when, Cap City expects to lean on the defender a little bit. Instead, just falls over.
In the corner, Williams, and she gets clipped. She'll go to the floor.
And if that happens again, Tipton will go to the line. That's the 4th foul of the quarter for Cap City.
Yes. That foul going to go on Fluellen. The inbounds. Bailey finds Williams. Back to Bailey. Corner 3 off the back iron. Wouldn't go. Fluellen fighting for the board. It's on the floor. Picked up by Schlotzhauer. She goes right at the defender. And she'll shoot 2. Wow.
I know Tipton had a pretty good football season, but did they ever think about throwing Ava Schlotzhauer out at middle linebacker?
I don't think that would have been fair to the other team's running back. Ava Schlotzhauer may be undersized, but she is not underwilled. As the free throw rolls home. Yeah, we learned last game Ava's good at shooting free throws as well.
Yeah. That's now 17 in a row at least. She might have hit a few of her last ones. I don't remember in the first game of the year. 18 in a row now.
So the lead 15-8 with 37 seconds to play. Tipton extending that pressure. Bailey going to pick it up at half court. Able to get across half court was Cap City. Racing the other way. Shot 2 strong. Tipped around. Who will come up with it? Goes on the baseline. Last touch by the Lady Cardinals. It was Austell with the attack. Cap City will inbounds under their own basket. 27 seconds to play in a 7-point Lady Cardinal lead. And Llewellyn gets inside, tries to make some space. Travel, no whistle as the shot is long. Picked up by Bailey. She wants to run. Bailey's got to that right hand. Defense trying to get back. Bailey sees they beat her there, so she steps back out. Goes to Schlotzhauer at the high post. She attacks right hand and is fouled. Cap City asking, what do we do with 45?
Well, if she can consistently draw contact and get to the free throw line throughout the season, that's going to cause even more problems because it's not really something we saw in her first game where we were like, oh, this is the coming out party. No, I'm pretty sure Monday night was the coming out party.
It's the free throw up and good, 16-8. I'm amazed. And once again, she's a sophomore. It's one thing to go in there and, a sophomore grabbed a couple rebounds. Her movement is not that of a sophomore.
Oh,
a free throw finally misses as it rattles out.
19 in a row at least, maybe 20.
She's gonna have to run in practice or something. She's only shooting like 94% from the free throw line. 4 seconds to go. Anderson shot rattles off. Can they get the putback up in time? Yes, but it will not fall. We've played 1 quarter at the end of the Chuck Hill, the Land Pro first quarter, 16-8. Lady Cardinals with an 8-point lead. You're listening to KS95 Sports.
If the exterior of your home needs repair or it's in need of a fresh new look, Elite Roofing and Siding is here to help. Be assured you'll receive excellent service as our customers have once again voted us best roofer at the lake. We appreciate your business and for trusting us with the exterior of your home. Call us today at 302-ROOF. That's 302-ROOF. For all your roofing and siding needs, Elite Roofing and Siding, serving the lake area for more than 20 years.
And about ready to get the second quarter underway. The Gladstone Cove Trailer Sales second quarter is 16-8 is the Tipton lead. Ryan, Tipton came out aggressive. I was worried about what they could do inside. So, of course, in response, they said, hey, we're only going to go inside to start this game.
Yeah, no doubt about it. You can credit their ability to get the ball inside to their guards. They were, Cap City was doing a good job from the traditional positions. Yeah, they were taking away that right wing entry pass and whatnot. So, you know what the Tipton guards did? Charlie Bailey, Courtney Edwards, they said, all right, we're going to drive baseline. We're going to get to the baseline, beat you baseline, and then kick it off to our big men, and that's where she's going to score the basketball. And now they've just given it to Schlotzhauer all over the place. She has 11 points, and then Charlie Bailey adding the 5, but who knows how many assists the Tipton Cardinals have tonight.
I'm watching on the opposite side of the gym the Eldon girls, who will have the game after this and will face the winner of this game if Eldon could get the win over California. And watching on, taking some notes, Williams gets into the paint, her floater up and good. Welcome to the sophomore show, ladies and gentlemen. They're happy to have you.
Yeah, all 3 sophomores, the only 3 players for Tipton to score.
I thought Bailey had.
Oh, you're right. I don't know what I'm talking about.
Anderson, a little spin move. Her right hand won't go. Who else but Schlotzhauer pulling down the board? Her and Bailey have been dominating the glass. Schlotzhauer leads the fast break. Hagerman, 3 off the rim, rattles around, and Clara Williams somehow comes up with it.
That's not who you expect to get a rebound.
And she is fouled on the putback, so she'll go to the line. Clara Williams, do we have heights on here? What is Clara listed at?
5'6".
5'7", and I think that's on her tiptoes.
Tiptoes on stilts, might get 5'7".
Well, she makes the free throw, 19-8, 11-point lead with 7:25 to go in this second quarter. I can't explain how big it was last year that these sophomores have got to play as Williams knocks down the second one, 20-8, all the way to the state championship. They were playing starter minutes. And so now, you're not going to feel pressure coming out here. Now you play in the state title game.
Playing at Great Southern Bank Arena. This is just Tipton High School gym. I think you'll be fine.
And they are doubling Anderson. She's being forced to dish it. Top of the key. This is good defense from the Lady Cardinals right now. Blue Ellen tries to drive inside. Her shot goes. Scoop shot up and in with a foul. Nice finish on the basket from Denijah Blue Ellen.
That's a big shot there. They needed a bucket.
No, they really did. Is that you could tell, Anderson has kind of been stifled inside, which is the focal point of their offense. Somebody else going to have to step up. Maybe that's going to be Blue Ellen for them. Free throw coming up. She converts the three-point play, so lead back down to single digits, 20-11. It's a 9-point game with 7:04 to go.
I like this look against the 2-3 zone, having Schlotzhauer at the high post, and then she drops down, and you got the 2-post player look.
And you look at the screens on the baseline, a lot of movement that sends Edwards from side to side. Her and Williams exchanging a lot of ground. Back out to Edwards. Thought about the shot, but didn't want it. Schlotzhauer now, yes, your center on the point, has it tipped out of bounds. She was looking for Bailey. I'm just going to stop calling her a center. I don't know what position any of these players are now. I've seen Clara Williams playing down low at points, so I give up. Tipton doesn't have positions.
They play basketball.
That's it. They are all basketball players, and possibly football players, a couple of them.
Maybe.
Bailey, shot fake, drives. Her floater off the glass won't go. Got a lot of back iron. Anderson gets it. And
Great job there.
Oh, wow. That's a tough one to do. Bailey able to tie it up in a situation that a lot of players would draw a foul.
Yeah, typically they get the frustration foul there, but instead, a great job to go in there and tie up the basketball.
Edwards is waiting on Austell at half court, so she will give it up to Jones. It's been a battle all night, Edwards and Austell. On the outside, it is Fluellen. She steps into a three and splashes it.
Little pump of the fist out of her. She's starting to feel herself now.
She's really picking up the offense for Cap City. It's a 6-point game. Bailey working on Fluellen. Goes to the high post to Schlotzhauer, who splits two defenders. Gets block called, and she'll go right back to the free throw line.
Every time she hits the ground, it's just a little harder. It's kind of uncomfortable to watch.
I don't know what the free throw record is for most attempts in a season, but if she keeps this pace up, she's going to double it.
She's 3 for 4 on the night, so already up to 6 free throw attempts.
She knocks down the first, 21-14. Lead goes back to 7 with 6:07 to go in the second quarter. Second free throw up and good as well. 22-14, Tipton by 8. Addison Jones running the point for Cap City. It's just straight man defense for Tipton. You'll rarely see them run anything else.
I love it.
And a tip pass from Edwards on the inbound. A little baby hook goes up and in. Aslyn Marshall, the 5'11 player with the nice little jumper.
She's got a lot of length on her.
Someone else who does is Schlotzhauer. She's fouled on her shot attempt. Can I just record myself saying Schlotzhauer fouled and goes to the line?
We just need a button right here on the mixer. I'll click it every time.
Please do. Your finger's going to get tired is the only problem. Like, my goodness. I'm starting to think the offensive playbook for Tipton is Schlotzhauer shoot free throws. And she misses another one.
This is unacceptable from her, honestly.
No, I mean, 2 misses.
Nah.
Second free throw up and good. I credit part of her good free throw shooting to the fact that last year as a freshman, Coach Culpepper would have the freshmen go out there with everybody on the line and shoot free throws, and if they made like 4 in a row or something, you got to go home. If you missed any of them, the whole team had to run. You talk about pressure. And look at the drive, but swatted by Schlotzhauer.
Swatted, got the rebound, and then just barely on the end line. That's a big play, though. I mean, the length isn't really fair.
That was great team defense as Edwards got back screened on Austell. Yeah, and immediately picked up by Schlotzhauer, who just sent it. Fluellen has been the hot hand, but Williams strips her. Her 4th steal of the night. Williams, a spin move to the basket. Gets her own miss. It's fouled on the putback. No whistle. Don't worry, Schlotzhauer's there, but has it taken away. Now on the run out is Austell. Gives it up to Anderson. Left hand off the glass and scores. Count it. And a foul call.
Late foul there, but I think Courtney Edwards was a little frustrated about the possession, how the possession shaked out on the offensive end, and kind of just smacked her a little bit on the arm, and she'll get tagged with the foul.
So every time it looks like Tipton is going to blow this thing open, Cap City has had an answer.
You know, I think we just saw Cap City fresh off of off Thanksgiving break last night when we watched them. They definitely are a completely different team tonight.
No, a talented team. They've got a great big and some very talented guards as they drop back into that 3-2 zone that we've been seeing. Edwards in the corner. It's a 4-point Tipton lead. Hagerman picks it up, finds Bailey on the beak of the logo. Looking for Edwards in the corner, and that pass just too hot. The timing's off. And coach saying, hey, we can dribble into that pass. We don't have to make the 20-foot pass.
Exactly, and I think something that you're going to see Tipton eventually do is start screening the zone. Right now, they're kind of screening the men like they're playing a man-to-man defense, but they're not. They're running a zone, so you got to screen a spot on the floor, not the person.
Going low to Anderson, working against Schlotzhauer. Turns around, left hand won't go. Schlotzhauer is going to pick up the foul, and Anderson will go to the line. She could cut this to a 2-point game.
It's really felt like Tipton's dominated this first half, and they have, but not enough to put it, out of reach, and staying right around there's Cap City, a chance to make it a 1-possession game.
Anderson's first free throw up and good. 23-20. 3-point Lady Cardinal lead. Second free throw off the back iron, hauled in by Courtney Edwards. Austell all over her, and she's going to they get her for a reaching foul or just saying she tipped it out?
I think they're just going to say that she tipped it out.
Okay.
Both teams at 3 fouls here. We're not even halfway through the second quarter, so we'll probably see a lot of free throws here.
Bailey turns the corner on Fluellen. Top of the key, Schlotzhauer gets her defender in the air, but it's stolen by Fluellen. She's out, wants to run. Hagerman trying to track her down. Fluellen takes the contact shot too strong. Putback won't go either. Schlotzhauer there for the board. Back the other way, Bailey now racing. Tempo's really picked up. Williams the top of the key. Fluellen comes out on her. Over to Edwards. Edwards tries to drive for it, giving it up to Hagerman. Now Bailey steps into a 3 off the back iron, won't go. Rebound pulled in by Cap City, Aslan Marshall.
That last possession, Cap City moved to a man defense. I think it kind of threw Tipton off a little bit because they hadn't seen man yet tonight.
Tipton has seemed a smidge, I don't want to say rattled, but off the last 2 or 3 minutes of play. Fluellen with Williams in the short corner. Edwards comes over to double, passes on the floor. Hagerman's on it, tied up with Austell. Jump ball going to be called. Possession arrow favors the Lady Cardinals.
I think Tipton is thrown off a little bit because Cap City's thrown us on a loop on what they're going to do defensively, and that's even what Coach Culpepper talked about in the pregame. He's like, they've had games where they've ran all man, they've had games where they've shown all zone, so he didn't really know what they were going to see, and so far tonight they've seen a mixture of both, just trying to keep Tipton on their toes.
Well, Tipton trying to make some adjustments against this now man defense as Anna Crane checks in for Madeline Hagerman. Williams turns the corner, gets the middle of the lane, dishes it out. Crane just checked in, fires a 3 and splashes it home. How do you beat a different defense? You sub Anna and say, hey, we go hit a 3 for us.
Yeah, I mean, when the held defense is a little slow to rotate, gives an option for the shooters. They've collapsed all night on the bigs. And
look at this defense. Anna Crane smothering and forces the errant pass. Once again, welcome to the Tipton torture chamber.
And talk about a spark off the bench. Anna Crane comes in, hits a 3, and then forces a turnover on the other end. That's what you love to see.
It's so deflating as an offensive player when you go to spin moves, and by the time you complete your spin, the defender's in front of you already. Bailey, she wants a 3, fires it off the back iron, won't go, tipped around, tied up on the baseline. Schlotzhauer was fighting for it along with Peterson. Jump ball called, and it will favor Cap City.
Isn't it funny that usually against a zone defense, you see three-pointers being how you want to attack it? They didn't really use the three-pointer whenever Cap City was in the zone, and now back-to-back possessions against man defense, they fire three.
So Anderson will check out. Thames comes back in for her. They go to Austell. She drives. Her shot blocked by Edwards, but they're going to say Edwards got some body in the process. So Austell will go back to the line.
You know, I do like whenever the refs let them play, but for how physical both teams have been so far, it's probably better that they're blowing the whistle a little bit because we've seen some people hit the floor hard.
Yeah, I don't disagree. These are two teams that neither one are going to be fazed by contact. Austell very focused on her first three.
That's what I was going to say. That was interesting.
Yeah, it's a push shot. It does. I mean, I don't know that her release ever got over her head.
No, and she kind of like sits there and looks at the ball a little bit, maybe envisions it going into the rim. I don't know.
I guess first shot won't go. Second free throw on the way, and it is up, rolls around, comes out, tipped around, controlled by Edwards. Tipton with the ball, 2:51 to go, with a 6-point lead, 26-20 here in the second quarter. Bailey squaring up with Llewellyn, turns the corner on her. Excuse me, that was Austell. Goes low to Williams, who is bumped. No whistle, shot almost goes. Bailey gets the miss, puts it up and in off the glass.
The whistle?
I don't know what the whistle was.
I don't either.
I think there's some confusion among the officials, maybe just an inadvertent play on. 28-20, 2:39 to go.
Tipton showed press, but now they're just going to sit back in this man.
Austell the drive, dishes it out. Thames thought about the three, doesn't want it. Jones it's Jones at the top of the key, and one too many steps as she couldn't decide if she wanted to hit the roller or go to Carrie Ann Peterson in the corner. And instead, ball will go back to the Lady Cardinals.
Well, Tipton did a good job. They showed the hedge off that screen, but then quickly recovered on the help defense, rotated fast, took away that pass, and she had to make a quick decision.
Edwards has a look at three if she wants it, but instead pass it up for a better shot. Schlottzauer on the roll, another bucket for Ava Schlottzauer.
You could tell that she knew that was going to be wide open. The look at the rim wasn't to actually look at the rim and think about a three. She was just throwing the defense off a little bit, making her pass easier.
It's amazing how Tipton can look very confused for a little bit and can't get any offense, and when they flip a switch and turn it back on, they really turn it on. Great help defense by the Lady Cardinals. On the block is Austell and gets the shot to fall. 30-22. I thought Tipton had plugged up all the passing lanes, but Austell found a way to get in.
Well, and they almost even did because there was still a defender between the basket. Austell just had better offense there to get that layup in.
1:38 to go. Edwards, corner, three off the back iron. Williams skying for the rebound, tipped out of bounds. Last touch by Cap City. Sub's going to come in for Cap City now. Checking into the game, that is Michelle Narouge. And along with her is Cassidy Lothan. Coming in for Thames. So not a lot of size on the floor for Cap City right now by their standards. Inbounds, Crane fires a three off the rim, won't go. Tipton has not shot the three very well. Somehow winds up in Williams' hands to Edwards. Skip pass to Bailey. Thought about the shot, goes to Crane. Back to Edwards. She's got space, being patient with it though, works it to Crane.
Back in the two.
Corner pass to Williams, working against the zone. Floater up and good for Clara Williams. How do you teach that patient of an offense at this level?
No, they're doing a great job, and really anything that Capital City throws at them, they're ready for.
I mean, these are sophomores. You're talking if your senior group is that patient against a zone defense, especially when you've seen man for the last 4 minutes, they see it, they diagnose it, and they know, okay, don't force a shot. Let's wait. Something's about to come open on the back end. That tells me that practice is discipline, this team is discipline, and they don't get rushed when they start to go in a slump, and because of it, they're up double digits.
Right, and I think as a coach, you're ecstatic that the first time, they didn't really recognize that the defense had switched, and I think that threw them for a loop for a little bit, but then as the games went on, they kind of show these tendencies like, oh, we know when they're going to do these defensive switches, and identified it there. I didn't even identify they were in a zone until after Tipton had already pretty much scored. So
it should really scare people. There's only one senior on this entire team.
I was thinking about it, with these three banners that are up right there. They've got like that little section for that group, right? That was Class and Cox's group, and now they can have the other section for the other sophomores. Right?
Yeah, that's fair. Williams tips the pass. Another steal for Clara Williams. This girl's going to try to get a double-double with steals tonight because that's 4, maybe 5 already.
Impressive, huh?
That's nothing new for her is the thing. I'm pretty sure that's kind of her bread and butter. So 1:04 to go. A 10-point lead, Tipton with the ball. Bailey.
Back in man now, out of the timeout.
Yep, and she had the defender all over her. Gives it up to Schlottzauer. Back to Bailey. Austell comes out to meet her. Bailey creating a little space. And a hip check going to be called. And that was a heads-up play. I think Bailey had recognized Coach Culpepper probably told him, one more foul, we're shooting free throws, make them come to you. And that's exactly what she did. Bailey almost baited him into it a little bit by going left and right and drawing some contact.
Yeah, and I don't know if you noticed, but the Capital City bench was going nuts. They wanted Bailey for a push-off, but then it's almost like Bailey heard her, and instead of pushing off again, knew that the Cap City player was getting frustrated and just tried to draw a foul, and did a good job there.
So much of basketball is mental.
It's all mind games.
Absolutely. If you can get inside your opponent's head while you keep your composure, you can change things. Second free throw up being good again for Bailey. So 34-22, it's a 12-point lead. Able to break the press as Cap City. A little miscommunication by Tipton. And the ball loose into the backcourt. Yes, it is. Tipton stays with it. Anna Crane, the first one there, picks it up. Needs a little help. Gets it out to Bailey. She steps into a three and splashes it home. Charlie Bailey with 5 straight points.
That was beautiful, and you could just see that play setting up. You knew Bailey was going to drill it. Anytime she steps into it and gets a good pass, it's money from her.
This is what Tipton can do. It was a 6-point game just a few minutes ago. Now it's 15. Cap City looking for a 3 to answer. And Williams skies for a board. 10 seconds to go. Tipton looking to add to a 15-point lead over to Bailey. She's got space if she wants it. Gives it up on the weave. 1 second, got to get a shot up. Schlotzauer dies at the buzzer. They're going to wave it off.
Just barely.
It was close. Nonetheless, Tipton will go to the half with a 15-point lead over Cap City, trying to punch their ticket to the championship game of the 85th Annual Tipton Tournament. Hy-Vee Halftime Show coming up in just a moment. You're listening to KS95 Sports.
Take your softball and baseball skills to the next level. The Shed is Eldon's own indoor hitting facility that features 2 full cages with screens, tees, and pitching lanes. You'll love their top-of-the-line pitching machine that throws a variety of speeds with precise locations to perfect your swing. The Shed also has a workout facility. You can add it to your cage rental or just purchase as a regular membership. Open Monday through Friday, 3:30 to 8, and Saturday and Sunday from noon to 8. Look for the big white building across from Gerb's in Eldon. Book times now on Facebook at The Shed LLC. See you at The Shed.
Divine and the Land Pro team will provide you with excellent service and more than 25 years of combined knowledge of the local real estate market. Looking to buy or sell land or farms in Miller, Morgan, or Camden County? Call Chuck Yo, the Land Pro, at 573-280-4452. Victoria Divine makes finding your next home enjoyable, utilizing the latest technology to bring buyers and sellers together. Buying a home is a big decision. Trust Victoria Divine to handle all the details for you. Divine and Associates, powered by eXp Realty, located across from Wood Supermarket in Eldon.
From the snap of the ball to the last play of the game, Danner Roofing and Construction specializes in commercial and residential roofing. Danner Roofing and Construction works hard all 4 quarters and completes every job from start to finish with no money down. No time is wasted on the clock, and the seasoned pros bring home the win every time. When your home or business is ready for a roof or repair, depend on Danner Roofing and Construction. 4 generations of roofing experience and the team to get the job done before the whistle blows. Look them up online and Facebook.
Kids ask their parents a lot of questions.
Why can't people fly?
Gravity.
Is the mom really made of cheese?
Yep, cream cheese.
When can I move into a big kid's car seat?
For some questions, parents may not have the answer, but that's okay. They can't know everything, but knowing the right seat for their age and size will help protect them in a car crash. Find out more at nhtsa.gov/the-right-seat.
Contact one of Miller County Health Center's certified car seat techs for assistance at 573-369-2400.
We're in halftime of the Tipton and Cap City matchup. Tipton has opened up a 15-point lead, 37-22. Dominant first half play, and we'll talk about that in a little bit. But right now, we're joined with one of the stars from the Tipton boys basketball team, Jackson Bailey. Jackson, how you doing, man?
Oh, I'm doing pretty good. How are you guys?
Good. You had a tough loss the other night, but I got to tell you, the team looked good. How do you feel going into your game tomorrow night with a chance to go play in the consolation game against Eldon?
Well, after last night, took away a couple things. We really just got the nerves out. That was our first game. I could tell we were all really nervous. You know, turnovers got to it a lot, but we kind of focused back in, and I feel like we're playing more as a team.
You guys seemed very unselfish in that second half, and I was really impressed with the whole team, but specifically, I thought that Zach Moon played very well moving without the basketball.
Right, and yeah, I noticed that too in practice, man. He's been giving it his all, and he's really surprised me this year, and you can just tell he wants it a lot. So, I mean, I'm really proud of him. how he performed.
When we talk about your game, we know, you're a knockdown scorer. You can pop off for 30 any given night and a great-looking jump shot. But it seems like on the fast break a lot of times you're not even looking for your own bucket. I see those eyes darting back and forth. It seems like you want to set teammates up more than you want to score yourself.
Yeah, I like to get those nice flashy passes in there for my teammates, get their points up. But basically because the defender thinks I'm going to be scoring, so they're not really looking at the guy they're supposed to be guarding. So I try to sneak a quick pass off to my teammate.
It's huge being able to run the point and set the floor for your teammates. Now, going forward, what things do you think that you and your team need to work on before your game tomorrow night? What do you want to see out of that Tipton Cardinals squad?
I think we just need to focus on getting back on defense. We lost our defender a lot, and they got easy transition points, and that hurt us a lot. I also think we need to just calm down when we get pressured, just focus on taking the ball down the court, and really that's it. Other than that, I think we've been doing pretty good. We shot pretty well last night. Defense was pretty good, so yeah.
Speaking of shooting pretty well, your sister got the hot hand late in the half. What do you think of the Lady Cardinals' performance there in the first half?
I'm glad they finally got it started. They started out a little rough, but, I think they're also starting to get the groove of things also, so.
All right, and before I let you go, settle a debate for me. We've seen 3 Baileys on the court. Which Bailey has the best jump shot?
Charlie. I won't lie. I agree it is Charlie, but she learned that from me, so.
She learned it from you. I like that. She's the best shooter, but only because of Jackson.
Yes.
All right, well, we appreciate the time, man. We'll see you tomorrow night, and good luck in your game trying to punch your ticket to the consolation.
Thank you. I appreciate you guys.
Thank you. That is Jackson Bailey, star guard for the Tipton Cardinals, and we're going to make a quick switch here as we're going to go from a Cardinal to a Mustang. If I can get him set up here. As we have with us head coach of the Eldon Lady Mustangs, Coach Isaiah Ryan with us. Coach, how you doing?
Good. Thanks for having me up.
Man, you guys have a big and fun game tonight as it's an old school rivalry taking place. You in California. What do you know about the Pintos going into this game?
I mean, you get the same things anytime you play California. They're going to be aggressive. They're going to play really hard. They played a lot of basketball. So they have good experience. Just hopefully a tough, competitive back and forth game is what we're hoping for.
Your girls looked really good in that opening round matchup with Versailles. I was extremely impressed with your depth. It seems like you can run 8-9 players out there and really not lose anything.
We're working on it. We're developing our depth. We have a lot of girls who haven't had a lot of opportunities in the past, maybe because of who we've had, or some of them are freshmen. We have 3 freshmen. So they're working every day to try to contribute and give us something out there. I feel like we're building it. I feel like by the end of the year, we will have really good, solid depth.
Now, you've got those freshmen, but how much of a luxury is it to come back and have leaders on the team like Halderman and Martin Fee that have been there, done that, been in these close games, especially when going up against a hostile conference opponent like California? I mean, this gym's going to get loud. It's going to be a big game for both squads.
Yeah, I mean, we've had girls that have been starting or playing varsity for 4 years, and with Sydney, she's been my starting point guard for the last 4 years, so you can't really buy that kind of experience. All 4 of our seniors, 3 of them especially, they've been through the wars. We played in 2 district titles. I mean, we played in a really tough schedule last year, preparing us for a strong team we had last year, and you can't put a price on that kind of experience. It gives you a lot more confidence as a coach going in. Those girls have been there. They know kind of what they're getting into.
You guys play a very tough schedule, and I know you always have lofty goals. You always want to get back to that district title game, put another title on the wall. How important would it be to potentially get a win, punch your ticket to the championship game, and maybe walk away as the champions of the 85th Annual Tipton Tournament?
I mean, that'd be exciting. We're just trying to get better. Every game, we're taking it one play at a time, one possession, just trying to figure out what our best can be. And that's what we challenge the girls every day is come in, compete, reach whatever your best is. And then at the end, if we look up and we've done our best, we'll be okay with whatever is on the scoreboard.
I love that mindset. Coach, lastly, what do you need to see out of your girls if you're going to get a win over California tonight?
We're going to have to be very strong with the ball. We're going to have to be aggressive, rebounding, taking care of the ball and handling their pressure, because they really do a good job of getting them pressured, and especially with younger girls. If we're able to handle their pressure well, I think that's going to give us an opportunity to be in the game at the end, and that's all we can ask for.
All right. And real quick, since I won't be able to talk to you, you going with the same starting lineup?
Yes.
All right. Well, come up and see us after the game. Good luck tonight, Coach Ryan, and thanks for the time.
Thank you. Appreciate it.
All right, that is the head coach of the Eldon Lady Mustangs, Isaiah Ryan, his squad facing off with California right after this one. That's going to be a heck of a game, a dogfight, a rivalry, whatever you want to call it. They're going to go at it. We are at halftime. We probably need to take a quick commercial break. We'll be back and kind of wrap up this halftime. We'll actually talk about the game that is taking place in just a moment. You're listening to KS95 Sports.
Insurance Associates America, your leading agri-insurance agency in Tipton, insuring poultry and swine buildings since 1975. Let them be your trusted choice for your homeowners, auto, farm, life, and health, property, casualty, workers' comp, bonds, IRAs, and annuities. Insurance Associates America, friendly professional service. Call Bob Rolls and Sheila Moon, your trusted choice independent insurance agents in Tipton at 660-433-2141. Insurance Associates America, 660-433-2141.
Lakefront homes, luxury homes, condos, first-time home buyers, farms, foreclosures, townhomes, villas, lakefront commercial. First Choice Realty is Eldon's oldest and most trusted real estate brokerage. Christopher Weeberry is a lifelong resident of the Lake area and real estate salesperson. Call Chris Weeberry with First Choice Realty today if you're thinking about selling or looking to purchase a new home. 573-480-2313. That's 573-480-2313.
And back at the Hy-Vee halftime show, about to wrap it up. Before we do, though, Ryan, I'm going to ask you, if you're Tipton, what'd you say in the locker room? What do you want to see out of the girls in the second half?
You know, I think that you kind of – I almost think that Culpeper probably challenged him and said, hey, we played not a very good half of basketball. Like, honestly, we're up by 15, but we could be up by 30 right now if you guys played up to my standards. And we know how Coach Culpeper's standards are. They're very high. So I'm sure he told them, hey, let's slow things down, but let's keep leaning on Ava and maybe get her some touches inside, and then we'll start looking outside again for those three-pointers. Because Ava did, I say go quiet. She had 5 points in the second quarter, but you could tell that they were more focused on her. So let's get the ball into Ava, and then from then on out, you know, start working outside.
I know Bailey finished with 10 points in the first half after that late push. How many does Ava have on the game?
Ava has 16. Bailey has 10. Williams with 8, and then Crane with 3.
I'm just sitting here thinking she has 16 at the half. Probably has another 8 or 9 rebounds to go with it. You got Claire out there with 8, who I don't know if she has more points or steals right now. You know, she's competing with her own self. This is
seriously. It's for some reason Claire has like 5 rebounds maybe on the game.
It's because of her height. I mean, she's just soaring above everybody. No, it was a good first half indeed, scoring by quarter for Tipton, 16 in the first, 21 in the second, and for Cap City, 8 in the first quarter, 14 in the second. 15-point game. We'll see if Tipton can go right back to the championship they won last year, or if Cap City has a comeback in them as we start the polylift, boat lift, third quarter of play.
Cap City's going to come out and man here.
Tipton with the first offensive possession. Bailey over to Williams. Good ball movement early in the corner. A shot fake. Bailey drives. Floater from the short corner. Won't climb the iron. Schlotzhauer with the offensive board. Steps under the defender. Puts it up. And I believe they're going to call Anderson for a shooting foul.
Anderson not happy about that one. She's like, I did everything right. But again, we said it. Sometimes you do everything right and you're still getting tagged with the foul.
Schlotzhauer will go to the line. Shoot 2. Her first free throw. I'm good. So she can make them on both rims. Good to know.
And this is supposed to be the bad rim, according to us.
Okay, if you need more, just push me out of the way. I promise I don't mind. Second free throw up and good as well? Yes. 39-22. The Tipton lead, it's opened up to 17. A reminder, you can watch this contest and, of course, the next game between California and Eldon live at MoSportsZone.com. I'm going to get the legal ID in a second. Anderson forces a shot up, won't go. Great defense by Schlotzhauer, but an offensive board pulled in by Peterson. Llewellyn will set it up at the top of the key. Williams harassing her. They go to Anderson one-on-one. She does a little spin move. Left hand off the glass and in.
Anderson, she had 8 points, led the team for Cap City. Look to see her have more of a role here in this second half. She actually spent a lot of time in the first half on the bench and still managed to score 8 points. So if she can stay on the floor, she might have a big second half.
Edwards had a look at 3 if she wanted, but instead patient looking for the cutter, which was Schlotzhauer. Williams will fire the 3 and knocks it down. Clara Williams from downtown.
Williams started all the way in the left corner, ended up on the right elbow. They were wide open. The defense forgot about her and gets a good look for 3.
Llewellyn trying to drive, comes off an Anderson screen, and they're going to somehow get Clara Williams for it as she ran through the screen.
Y'all let me know how Williams just ran through Anderson like that.
Clara Williams at 5'6" just somehow took out the 6-foot tall center. Oh, by the way, you're listening to tonight's broadcast on KTKS Versailles, Eldon, Lake of the Ozarks, 95.1 FM, and online at lakeradio.com and streaming at MoSportsZone.com. As Anderson goes to the spin move, good defense again by Schlotzhauer. Gets the board, it's tied up. Jump ball going to be called. Possession arrow will favor New Bloomfield.
I'm curious to see what they do. We haven't seen a lot of inbounds plays for Cap City underneath their own basket, but it feels like Anderson's got to be their target here. Maybe just throw it up to Fuellen, though.
Tipton is one of the few teams that will play straight man on inbounds and do well. Instead, they go to the high post turnaround jumper contested, and the rebound goes to Schlotzhauer. And, of course, she's going to bring it up the floor. Schlotzhauer with a head of steam goes to the corner to Edwards, who drives baseline, pulls the defense in, kicks it out to Williams, and oof. She must have stepped on the baseline. Clara was looking for the skip pass. She had Williams open for a three, but
they've been loving that baseline, Tipton, as it's been really.
It really collapses the defense.
Yeah, you can't be mad. You're going to have them step out of bounds a few times if you keep going to the baseline.
And working on the block, a no-look flip shot somehow falls for Addison Jones.
How often do you see that?
It's 42-26 now. 5:57 to go here in the Polylift Boat Lift third quarter. Edwards has a look at three if she wants it. Jones out on her. Gives a couple pass fakes. We're finding Williams off the screen. Williams takes contact from Fluellen, loses it briefly. Has shot blocked by Anderson. Ball will stay with the Cardinals.
That's still a good take there, although I will say she was a little hesitant coming around that corner. I feel like maybe get a little more on your head of steam and you can get into the basket and maybe draw a foul.
Inbounds is to Williams. She'll drive with the left hand. Crossover back out to Bailey. Shot fakes. Steps back, finds Schlotzhauer. Why not try a three? Off the back iron won't go. Rebound goes out of bounds.
You know, Schlotzhauer can shoot the three-pointer, but we haven't seen her make one this year. She's 0 for 2 so far on the year.
Yeah, play off her long enough, and she'll knock a few down on you.
And that's what's scary is then she can drive by and do a lot.
It's going to become a double trouble thing for her. Fluellen with it, going down to the block. Little spin move, nearly lost by Austell, but it's picked up by Fluellen trying to get to the short corner. Williams not having it, as I think she tipped that shot, partially blocked. Shot put up, rebound controlled by Bailey. Charlie Bailey wants to run with it. Ahead to Edwards, head of steam baseline, feeds Hagerman, counted and a foul. Beautiful pass from Edwards and a great finish by Madeline Hagerman as she'll go to the line for a three-point opportunity.
I love that Edwards doesn't have any fear in going right back to that baseline and walking the tightrope there. That time does it successfully, and it's been successful almost all night.
I think you could have just stopped it. No fear as the rebound won't, or as the shot won't go, but a rebound by Schlotzhauer, and she is fouled by Anderson will go to the line.
I don't know the last time Schlotzhauer hit a field goal. It was sometime in the second quarter.
I can plug in over here.
She's getting work done from the free throw line, no doubt. And now we're going to have a timeout here from Cap City.
Timeout called. We'll take the break as well. You're listening to KS95 Sports.
Since 1944, Carpenter Gunther Lumber Company, Morgan County's only locally owned lumber yard, has been providing the area with quality building materials needed for its building, remodeling, and repair projects. Because customer care is Carpenter Gunther's #1 goal, your project is always their priority. They take as much pride in your project as you do. Reach them at 378-4433 Monday through Friday, 7:30 to 4:30, and 8 to noon on Saturday. Carpenter Gunther, where they put the home in hometown business.
Being judged by my camera operator right now, but that's nothing new.
What in the world?
Yeah, 44-26, an 18-point Lady Cardinal lead. Chance to add to it at the free throw line. The rebounding has been very good for the Lady Cardinals tonight.
Especially on the offensive end, and you wouldn't really think if you just showed up and saw pregame warm-ups that Tipton would be the one that's getting it done on the boards, but they're doing it both ends, offensively and defensively.
Really makes the team hard to beat when they don't necessarily have a weak spot in their team. I mean, usually it's like, oh, they're great on offense, but their defense has a hole in it, or they're great on defense, but they don't finish it with a good rebound. For Tipton, it's like, well, sometimes maybe they miss a shot. I don't know. What have you got?
Yeah, seriously. Whenever you try to diagnose what's wrong with this team, you can't really. I mean, yeah, you get the missed free throw there out of Hagerman on the and one, but then, you've got three teammates down there on the block working to get the rebound. Schlotzhauer gets it, goes back up with it, and it's fouled. So it's almost like Hagerman should get the assist for these 2 points that Schlotzhauer is surely going to put through here.
Yeah, Ava Schlotzhauer, who has lived at the free throw line recently. Her first free throw up off the iron and good. So it turns out you can't ice a Schlotzhauer. Who knew?
She's better than most NFL kickers then.
That is very true. Second free throw up and rattles around.
It's my fault.
It's mine as well. We put the old announcer's jinx on her. Ahead is Fluellen. Bailey takes the line away. Gosh, she gets back quick and plays good defense. Jones has to go back and recover it. Trying to go down to Anderson on the block. Quick skip pass. But once again, Bailey takes away the driving lane. Top of the key again is Addison Jones. Right side finds Peterson, looking for Anderson on the block. Double team coming and gets there a smidge late as Anderson able to put it in with the right hand.
Kind of the first time we've really seen Anderson just go into a defender and power through him, and she's definitely got the size to do it. Been more of a finesse player tonight. Likes to go to the spin move that time, just powers through.
And on a quick cut, they find Schlotzhauer, and she's going back to her favorite place in the whole wide world. No, I'm not talking about Disneyland. I'm talking about the free throw line.
A chance to go up over 20 points here, and we're not even halfway through the third quarter. She's got 19.
That's also team foul number 4.
And the third for Jada Anderson.
And the free throw miss, 2 consecutive misses. What is going on with Schlotzhauer?
It's our fault. Tony Romo and Jim Nance would be very disappointed in us because they really do believe in it.
Oh, my gosh. I couldn't hear it right now. Jim, Tony. Second free throw up and good. 46-28.
So 20 points now for her, and we're not even halfway through the third quarter.
Yeah, it's all right. All the sophomores do that, right?
Yeah.
Fluellen working against Williams. Great defense. Forced to give up to Thames.
That was a double dribble.
It was. Coming back to help her is Jones. Comes off a screen, steps into a 3. Off the back iron, won't go. Another strong rebound from Schlotzhauer. They grab her arm. She didn't like it very much. And now she's going to go shoot more free throws.
Wow. And this could be a theme for a long time because there's still 4 minutes and 10 seconds to go, and that's the fifth foul.
This is going to be a theme all season long because she's going to be matching up with bigs that aren't as fast as her and really aren't as active as her, and it's going to cause a lot of frustration fouls. Schlotzhauer's first free throw, up and good.
And now you're in a situation, if you're Capital City, where both of your starting paint girls are in foul trouble. You've got 3 for both. That's Lathan? Yeah. And then also 3 for Jada Anderson. So it's going to be rough trying to come back in this one.
48-28 as the second free throw falls. 20-point lead for the Lady Cardinals.
I'm going to run out of room if she keeps shooting free throws.
Oh, she's going to. Don't worry about it. Fluellen receives the pass. Clara Williams extending her defense all the way out to the volleyball line on her. Jones with it. Edwards out. Thames steps back to receive the pass. Schlotzhauer extending her defense. There is not a weak spot in this defense. They do get the ball in the basket. Nice shot fake from Jones. Free up some space and score.
I like her. She didn't really, pump fake in terms of the basketball. She kind of used her head to throw it up towards the rim and get Courtney Edwards to jump a little bit.
Edwards the crossover. Or excuse me, that was Bailey the crossover to Edwards. Edwards drives, takes some contact, finds Williams. Her 3 on the way off the back iron won't go. Bailey soars for the rebound. Takes some contact, throws it to Clara, who gets clipped on the shot attempt. I'm going to say on the floor. I don't know how she had it long enough on the floor, but...
Good thing it doesn't matter anymore.
Oh, that's true. She gets 2 free throws either way.
I am so fascinated by the way that Tipton has this ability to be like a foot away from each other and make these passes that are typically never made in basketball, but somehow it's just fluent and they can move the basketball, and all of a sudden 4 people have touched it and then the shot's up before you can even blink.
Yeah, and their lead has grown back to 19, a chance to make it 20 for the sophomore, Clara Williams.
This really feels like a game that Tipton could just run away with here. They're just... Capital City's barely holding on.
I mean, they're up by 20. Right. So,
well, even more than what it is.
Fluellen comes back to receive the pass. Williams draped all over her. They're trying to go to the block to Thames. Good defense by Schlotzhauer, and they're going to get her for the foul. I think she got her a little bit with the body on the way up, possibly.
There's not very many people happy in the gym about it.
First free throw attempt for Thames, up and good.
That's Emily Thames' first points tonight. Or first point, I guess. It's not plural yet.
You're just speaking it into existence. The second one's knocked down as well.
I just like seeing points, man. I mean, defense is fun, but they're free. Please just make them.
3:09 to go in the Poly boat lift third quarter, 50-32. It's Tipton by 18 against Cap City. Skip pass to Williams. She drive, goes to the crossover, back out to Edwards. Great off-ball movement by the Lady Cardinals. Schlotzhauer just turns and goes up with the left hand, and she was hacked by Thames, so she'll shoot more free throws.
She's kind of throwing her hands up there. like, what am I supposed to do? But
it's also frustrating as a coaching staff and a crowd because it's like, what? I don't know what to say anymore. Every time she touches the ball, somebody hacks her, and if we don't hack her, she scores.
Yeah, and in case people at home, or maybe even you, Colton, were wondering, that's the third post player with 3 fouls for Capital City, as Thames now has 3 fouls.
Only 3? That doesn't seem that bad.
Well, 3, 6, 9, only 9 fouls by the post players. I feel like Schlotzhauer's been at the line at least 100 tonight, so the fouls aren't really adding up. But.
Oh, Schlotzhauer causes foul problems for other teams. That's for sure. As her second free throw attempt is up and good. 52. Oh, yeah. 52-32. Can you give her all tournament team already? I think she's got that on lock. Jones comes off the screen to Fluellen. Fluellen had a hot streak at the end of the second quarter, but Williams has really kind of shut her down. Inside to Thames, who takes some contact from Crane and scores.
Great ball movement there as a post player, you know, even though it was kind of a transition set there. You're always told, look up to the rim first and then look for your buddy second, and that's the other post player. And that time it was Narug that found the other post player, Thames, who was open there for the and one.
3-point opportunity, goes halfway down, comes back out. Clara Williams with another board.
Ow.
A very effective rebounder for her size. Straight man defense here from Cap City. Bailey drives, gives it to Schlotzhauer. Schlotzhauer has it stripped by Thames.
That's where those tight passes that I was talking about do sometimes come back to bite you. You'll turn and there's a defender right there.
Lothan to the corner. A little bit of trouble was No Rouge trying to feed the post. Schlotzhauer said, I'll take the ball. Thank you very much. She's out and wants to run. 2:12 to go and an 18-point Tipton lead. Bailey squares up, fires up, 3 and knocks it down.
Man down.
You remember how we said that she was struggling to shoot? Yeah, she figured it out.
I think she's only taken 3 threes, I'm pretty sure, 4 threes, and I think she's 3 for 4 on the night, if I'm not mistaken.
Yeah, like you said, the defender had the hand down, and as Bailey told us in the interview, hand down, man down, the shot's going up. Thinking about the 3 was Cap City. 21-point lead. They fire a 3 of their own. Won't go for Jones. Schlotzhauer, another rebound. Just adding to the double-double at this point. Bailey ahead to Crane. Crane wants to drive. Kicks out of a double team. A head fake from Bailey. She goes right through the teeth of the defense. I've learned that contact does not phase Charlie.
No. And I think she heard Jackson up here saying that he taught her everything, and she wants to teach him a few new moves. Now tonight, starting to attack the defense.
First free throw for Bailey goes off the left side of the iron. A rare miss from Charlie Bailey.
I love looking at Culpepper every time they miss a free throw because you can tell it just eats at him. He just grimaces.
Well,
up 21 against a class.
I don't know what that was. It's like we lost power for a second.
As well?
I wonder if somebody hit the power cord down there or something. We're all back now. I don't know. Somebody must have tripped the power cord or something, but we are good to go. Did she make that second free throw?
Yeah.
Okay, so it is 56-34. Apologies about that. 1:20 to go. Looking to get some sort of offense going as Cap City. Tip pass by Bailey, and she runs it all the way down the front row with a smile on her face, like, oh, I thought I had the steal.
Tipton's help defense is so good within the shell, which is, you know, the three-point line. It's so good that it almost looks like they're running zone sometimes, like they're just always in the right spot.
Lara Petrie in the game as well now for the Cardinals. Flew out with it out on the logo, and Williams just slowly goes up to meet her like, I'll guard you out here. I don't care. Good ball movement from Cap City. Better defense right now from the Lady Cardinals, not allowing anything in the paint. Narouge has her ball stripped. It's on the floor, picked up, though, and Jones able to get open underneath the basket amidst all the confusion, and she lays it in.
There aren't very many soft spots in the Tipton defense, but Jones has done a good job of finding them here in the second half. She's got 6 points.
It's a 20-point Tipton lead, 56-36 with 42 to go. Into Schlotzhauer, who is fouled and will go back to line. How many free throws has she shot tonight?
2. You're asking me to do quick math. I'm not good at it. 2, 4, 6, 8, 10, 12, 14, 16. I think 18 already.
Will this be 18 or she's already shot 18?
This will be 18.
Oh, my gosh.
Oh, wait, no. 2, 4, 6, 8, 10, 12. This will be 20.
Well, she makes the first. It's 57-36. 20 free throws attempted.
It's got to be a record, right? Like,
well, and we're not even through the third. That's crazy.
It makes you laugh. Has she checked out of the game tonight?
Actually, I don't believe she has.
I don't think she has. I don't think her or Charlie Bailey have.
No, I think you're right. Neither of them have.
That's impressive the week after Thanksgiving because everyone's always a little less or like a little out of shape.
Yeah, a little lethargic coming back. So the lead back up to 22, 58, 36, 35 seconds to play. Jones to Fluellen. Williams just inching closer and closer out to her. Moving the ball around to Narouge, trying to get inside. Scoop shot hits the bottom of the net, and another rebound for Schlotthauer. Schlotthauer wants to run with it. 20 seconds to go. Fast break. Left hand off the glass. And let's go back to the line. She's only shot 20. Why not make it 22?
She's 16 for 20 from the free throw line tonight.
So an 80% free throw shooter
Which
right
is
now.
true to what she is on the season so far, 80%.
Yeah. And oddly in this tournament, it's a bad night for her.
Seriously.
First free throw up and good. She doesn't need to practice them at practice because she gets all the practice,
She gets all the practice in the game, yeah.
that was the 21st free throw, 22nd free throw for Schlotthauer coming up.
I would like to, you know what, actually, I'm pretty sure you can find the state record online.
Second free throw knocked down as well, 60 to 36. I mean, I don't know. This is an athletic Cap City team, and they're struggling to stay with Schlotthauer.
They're a lot more athletic than Smith Cotton was. Smith Cotton had that good big, but...
As the jumper is long, and the rebound pulled in this time by Edwards. 6 seconds to go. Tipton's got time to get a look. They hurry. Williams gets it across half court ahead to Bailey. She'll fire the deep three, and it's going to be just wide right. So after 3 quarters of play, Tipton took that 15-point lead and opened it up to 24 as the Polylift Boatlift third quarter comes to a close. Fourth quarter action coming up. You're listening to KS95 Sports.
Farmland Grocery LLC in Syracuse is a discount grocery store that carries surplus, bent and dent, seasonal, close-to-date foods, and dated foods. They get new items in every week, and products constantly change. They also sell food in bulk by the case for a discount. Farmland Grocery is open Monday through Saturday, 8 to 5, and until 6 on Friday. Located directly north of the Highway 50 and D intersection in Syracuse. Follow Farmland Grocery LLC on Facebook to stay up to date on new arrivals.
And we are back getting ready for the Como Connect fourth quarter. The Tipton ladies showing why they have a state championship banner on the wall and why they are attempting to make another run as they're facing off. This is the Class 2 Tipton Lady Cardinals.
Right.
They're squaring off with the Class 5 Capital City Cavaliers, and they lead by 24 going into the fourth quarter.
Yeah, and I tell you why they lead by 24. It's because their star sophomore, Ava Schlotthauer, has 28 points, a new career high. She has now set one in every single game she's played this season.
That's going to get difficult to keep up with after a while.
Yeah, I was going to say, you start getting up into those 30 ranges, and then, maybe you get to 40 one time, and then you're like, maybe she'll get to the Kobe 81. Who knows?
Oh, Wilt's 100 are on the table, folks. Oh, goodness. Yeah, Schlotthauer is just getting better and better. And once again, if you're a team from last year, because we know we've looked ahead at the schedule. You don't want to discount anybody. There's going to be some big matchups this year. Tipton plays Cairo a little bit later on. Tipton will play Skyline, who has dropped to Class 2 as well. And you wonder, who is going to fill the gap of Amira and Breyer? You can't replace Amira, Breyer, or a Brett, but you can take a different approach. And to see the growth from these sophomores, they found that different approach. Bailey tries to walk the tightrope and just ran out of real estate.
It's the money ball approach. We're not trying to replace Class and Cox. We're trying to find a bunch of players that can replace them, or can add up to them.
The problem is Schlotthauer is like, can I just do most of it myself?
Yeah, exactly.
It's like, where do you get the rebounds from Breyer at? Well, she's not quite the rebounder Breyer is, but she's working on getting there. And as far as a scorer, I mean, she's putting up, this is more points than Myra was averaging at this point in the season last year. Which Myra was kind of good at basketball. Right, yeah. Tipped out of bounds by Williams. She was denying Fluellen. 7:33 to go. The clock will stop because it's only a 24-point lead. We don't get turbo clock until 30 seconds, which, Coach Culpepper would love to actually see that against a Class 5 school again. Man defense on the inbounds for Cap City. Goes the short quarter. Anderson's jumper rattles around and falls home.
So something that's interesting I just found, Ava Schlotthauer is now second in the state for most free throws made in a single quarter. She has 12. Who leads that, you may ask? It's India Willis from Max Creek. She had 13.
Huh. Small world after all.
No joke.
Oh, and that's perfect timing because Justin had just sent me the same thing. Thank you, Justin.
And then the most free throws made in a game, I don't know if she's going to get to that. Jessica Keller had 33 in 2005.
To be fair, she has a shot at the top 10. You only got to get to 24 to get there. Floater on the way from Clara Williams, up and good.
Clara Williams reminding us, hey, I'm still here too, and I have 15 points on the night.
So how many free throws has she made?
Let me count.
I'm sorry, I'm making you mouth a lot.
No, I need to.
A timeout going to be called by Cap City. So while they talk things over, we'll do a little math and figure it out during the break. We'll come back with more coverage in just a moment. You're listening to KS95 Sports.
H&R Block of Versailles is a family-owned and operated block advisor's office celebrating 10 years of business serving Versailles and the surrounding areas. Pamela Johnson, an enrolled agent, and her certified team are here to prepare your taxes, handle your bookkeeping and payroll, plus audits, tax notices with the IRS and the state, and problem solving and issue resolution. For more information, call the H&R Block office on Monroe Street in Versailles at 573-378-5843. 573-378-5843.
So after our research department named Ryan went to work, we figured out that she is currently tied for the 15th most free throws made in a game.
Yes. And she needs 6 to get into the top 10.
There's 7 minutes to play, and she's on the floor. That's very possible.
Oh, definitely a chance, especially, if Cap City, keeps fighting in this and maybe has a chance towards the end. You start playing the foul game, and then there's a chance.
Cap City on the inbounds. Coming back to meet the pass was Marshall. Peterson under some pressure, trying to go to Anderson down low. Her turnaround jumper will not go. Shot too strong, hauled in by Charlie Bailey, who passes ahead to Hagerman. No look, goes back to Bailey. Shot fake, drives out to Edwards. She lines up a 3, goes off the left iron, won't fall. Brought in by Thames. Ahead to Austell, who wants to push it. 3 Cardinals back, trying to slow her down. Ball's on the floor. First person to dive on it is Schlotzhauer, and a jump ball is going to be called. Possession arrow favors Cap City.
I think it's scary, the fact that this Tipton team's really not shooting the ball well from the three-point line. And Coach Culpepper, at one point you keep saying, what if? Well, maybe you're thinking, well, maybe this team just isn't good. But Coach Culpepper has reassured us they are a good shooting team. Like, it's going to come.
Oh, it's early in the season. You're knocking the rust off, figuring things out. And a good contest by Charlie Bailey. She may have altered the shot. Partial block. Schlotzhauer the rebound and wants to run. Edwards in the lane, draws the contact. She'll go to the line for 2.
Edwards saying, get out of my way there.
It's a theme with these Tipton girls that they don't care. You can't rough them up. You can't out-physical them.
I'm just trying to think, being a quarterback and, identifying either Courtney Edwards or Ava Schlotzhauer as the Mike linebacker.
Free throw up and good from Edwards. 63-37 now the lead. Second free throw coming up. As Austell checks back into the game for Cap City, she comes in for Carrie Ann Peterson. Second free throw on the way, up and good. 64-37. Tipton dominating right now. They're up by 26. Yes, 26 points. And pass too hot to handle. Austell tries to save it. Great attempt, but the only one that had a shot at that was Charlie Bailey. Said, I think I'll wait.
The pressure is just starting to get to Capital City a little too much. You can see they're getting frustrated, starting to shove you around a little bit. That's kind of what we saw there. Pushed off a little, then lost the ball. It was kind of hectic for them.
They have slowed down on fouling Schlotzhauer. I think they got tired of watching her shoot free throws.
At this point, just let her try to score.
Bailey goes the crossover out to Edwards. Inside to Schlotzhauer, puts her shot up. Won't go. Saved by Thames, but thrown back to Edwards. Edwards, a lot of contact, no whistle. She turns the corner out to Bailey. Sets her feet, fires a 3, and knocks it down.
You never save the ball underneath your own basket, and that's why right there the defense was all out of sorts, and Charlie Bailey left wide open. That's not the person you want to leave open.
Well, Ryan, I'd like to welcome you to a tradition we've had for a couple of years. It's called Tipton putting Turbo Clock in a Class 5 school.
We're just about there, huh?
We are there now. Oh, no, we're not. It's 1 point shot. I'm sorry. I had them at... Okay, I have the score messed up. I thought it was 37, not 38. We're 1 point shy of it. I spoke too soon. Edwards with the ball on the attack. 5:25 to go. Scoop shot won't go, but who else? Schlotzhauer with the board puts it up. All right, let's try this again. Ryan, I'd like to welcome you back to a tradition here in Tipton where we put Class 5 schools under a turbo clock.
And Schlotzhauer up to 30 points now tonight.
A turnaround jumper from Anderson won't go over the back. No whistle. Put back up and in. Strong board from Aslan Marshall.
There's no contact on the lower half there. Marshall just got a lot of length, able to use her long arms to reach over the top.
Crossover by Bailey to Edwards. Edwards going to drive inside. Gives it out to Williams. Comes off the Edwards screen. Bailey thought about another 3. Why not? She's been hot-handed. Instead, she gets a little mid-range floater up and in. 71 points for these Lady Cardinals.
Yeah, so far this season, they've averaged just over 60 points. I think it was 60.5 if I'm not mistaken, but we knew that the scoring was going to come.
I mean, they averaged that, but they're only giving up like 40 points a game is the thing. 3 on the way from Cap City, won't go down. Strong rebound from Anderson. She just flips it up, won't go. Schlotzhauer grabs it, but then she is grabbed in the process. Foul going to be called on Aslan Marshall.
And that'll be Marshall's 4th foul, I think, but at this point, the clock's running, and doesn't really matter anymore.
Anna Crane going to check into the game. She comes in for Madeline Hagerman.
And you might wonder if you're Capital City, what is the benefit of playing in this tournament? You're not, you're a Class 5 school. Well, when you look at their district, Helias Catholic, Tipton beat. Jefferson City, Tipton plays. So, and will probably beat. You're looking ahead to it.
They also beat them in the Jamboree. So, I mean, I like the odds there.
Right.
Ball tipped around, and I'm not positive, but I think I just watched Charlie Bailey try to grab that with her legs.
I think she got a tie-up with the legs.
Is that illegal?
Well, I don't know, because you can't kick the ball, but you're not kicking it. You're holding it.
All I know is she forced the jump ball somehow, so it stays with the Lady Cardinals.
I swear to you, one time I recovered a football fumble with my legs.
Hey, that's
impressive. That works.
Bailey drive, floater rattles out. Strong rebound by Anderson. 31-point Tipton lead, 3:20 to go. Going down low to Anderson, who dishes it out. Good ball movement. They go back to the post to Anderson, working against Schlotzhauer. Shot won't go. Rebound, Edwards. Cardinals have played great paint defense tonight.
They have.
Crane in the corner. Her pass intended for Schlotzhauer, but it was tipped. Good defense there, played by Michelle Narouge. Back the other way, Jones to Narouge. Short corner, jumper up and in.
Wow. A lot of arc on that one.
71-42. Williams on the point. Looks like at the next dead ball, Petrie will check in. Williams going to use the screen from her fellow sophomore Schlotzhauer. Good job taking away the pick and roll. Edwards steps out to meet the pass. They're trying to post Schlotzhauer, but instead, Crane comes over. Extra pass intended for Schlotzhauer, but good defense played again by the Lady Cavaliers.
Yeah, it was a good idea there, but might have been a little forced.
And quickly down the court is Anderson. Schlotzhauer recovers and blocks the shot. It's been that kind of night.
It really has. You haven't seen her do much wrong. And I think, it'll be Courtney Edwards that'll check out. I really want to see Petrie get her first points of the season here. I think it's a good opportunity.
And there is a good chance of that as Lara Petrie checks into the game. It's allowed inbounds to Anderson. Her shot short. Offensive board by Jones won't go. Courage keeps it alive, but instead it winds up in the hands of Petrie. Gives it up to Clara Williams. They're trying to pressure her. She needs a little help. Coming back to meet the pass was Bailey. Good ball movement from the Lady Cardinals. They're not going to settle for anything they don't want. Driving is Williams out to Bailey. Fires the three. It rolls out. Good look from Charlie Bailey. Head is Austell. Bailey back to meet her. Takes away the driving lane. Goes to the post to Austell, working against Schlotzhauer. Good defense. Better offense, though, as the shot falls.
Who was that? I'm sorry.
That was Anderson, excuse me. 1:42 to go in the Como Connect fourth quarter. And Tipton, they're going to go back to the championship game as the threes rattled down by Anna Crane.
Crane doesn't shoot a lot, but when she does, it seems like she always makes it.
74-44, Tipton in dominant fashion, saying, hey, we won this championship last year. We want to go back and do it again. We've only won 5 of these in a row.
Yeah, 5 in a row, and it's so impressive when you dominate your own tournament, and most people would be like, oh, maybe they have a weak tournament. No, this is one of the strongest, probably the strongest tournament in the area in terms of the girls basketball side of things. And Coach Culpepper's right. He wanted to revamp it, and he did just that. But not only did he revamp the tournament, he revamped his basketball program, and he has won every single one for 5 years now, looking to make it a 6.
What's the old expression? Some teams rebuild, Tipton reloads.
They can definitely reload.
It's almost unfair at this point. The Tipton tournament has become a stacked deck, and they're just saying, who's going to come and take it from us? So it looks like we're going to see the night. That was definitely a travel.
Yeah, he even wanted to call it.
But the ref's like, nah, it's 30. I don't care. And in trouble, Williams able to find Bailey. Never a bad decision. Ahead to Petrie. Petrie goes to the crossover. Austell there, and it's stripped out of bounds. Last touch by Austell. So that clock not going to slow down. We're going to have 1:10 left in this game, and then we get the slugfest.
Yeah, and California looking to have a rematch of that, what was it, double overtime thriller last year in the championship game?
It was something else. Came down to the last possession. Why not another Charlie Bailey? 3, and she knocks it down. 77 points.
And now 22 points tonight for Charlie Bailey.
That's been a quiet 22 points.
Right, we've talked about Schlotzhauer all night, who has 30, but right behind her is Charlie Bailey with 22.
A lot of people, if they watched the last game, they've been like, Charlie shot 2 of 16. Why are you going to let her shoot more threes? This is why, because shooters shoot until they can shoot again, and now Charlie's been red hot in this game. The kid is an absolute sniper.
And we're going to see Tipton just completely unload the bench here, as I think all of the starters are out of the game, as they have deserved to be.
Well, when you're up by 33, you can do that. This has been quite the showing by the Lady Cardinals. A lot of people wondered, could they come back and compete the way they did last year? I think they're answering that.
Yeah, no doubt about it. I've just been so impressed with the play of the sophomores, though. I didn't know. You know, you sit here and you were telling me these stories when we were on our way to the first football game we did about how excited you were for me to see the Tipton Lady Cardinals play, and I was like, oh, okay, yeah, they're probably pretty good. No, they're elite.
Yeah, they're different. Under a minute to play. Ellen with the basketball. Ball movement going to the skip pass, and it's a steal by Petrie. Petrie going to be double team, takes the contact, gets the middle of the floor, pass ahead, and teammate wasn't quite ready for it. And when you're up by 33, you can laugh. Coach Culpepper just kind of laugh and say, hey, you got to be ready. This is Tipton basketball. There's always a pass coming to you.
It's always good to see a smile on his face, because most of the time he's up by 20 and doesn't look very happy, but it was good to see a little laugh out of him there.
Well, we saw in the last round against Smith Cotton, not taking anything away from him, as they go to the block to Anderson, and the second unit getting it done on defense, too. I think they understand the rules of this. First unit, second unit, third unit, you play defense, and they're showing that here.
This jump ball is 1,000% going to end this game if the ref...
Look at the size on the floor for Tipton, by the way. They've got youth in size, as they've got 5'10" and 6 foot. They just subbed in. They're both freshmen, and the shot goes long. Petrie with it, 1 second to go. And the final buzzer sounds the end of the Como Connect fourth quarter. Tipton in dominant fashion punches their ticket right back to the championship game of the 85th annual Tipton tournament. 77-44. They defeat Class 5 Cap City. Post-game show coming up in just a moment. You're listening to KS95 Sports.
Ozark Regional Insurance, an independent insurance agency, combines friendly customer service with quality insurance products, including home, auto, life, health, business, farm, and recreational vehicle insurance. Owned by Phil Hilty, Ozark Regional Insurance services the Lake and Central Missouri. For a quote, visit them in Tipton at 309 U.S. Highway 50 West or call 660-433-0108. And Megan Randall, manager in Versailles at 609 West Newton or call 378-6081.
At Lake Regional, we're proud to offer a nationally accredited cancer center with deep expertise, state-of-the-art technology, and personalized treatment plans. Our team is here for one reason: you. We promise to be at your side from diagnosis to treatment and beyond, leaving no stone unturned. Lake Regional Cancer Center. Our commitment runs deep.
Cliff Harris has been making happy customers at Warrensburg Ford and Chrysler and Marshall Chrysler for years with dedicated employees in sales and service. Now he's bringing those same qualities to California. The new California Chrysler, Dodge, Jeep, and Ram. Find out for yourself why their customers leave happy.
Hi, I'm Cliff Harris, and I want you to be another happy customer.
When you're looking for a new furnace or air conditioner, price is important, but warranty, reliability, and efficiency are big factors too. At DeGraff & Reed Heating and Cooling, you'll receive very competitive pricing on the industry-leading AirEase products. Every AirEase product is built on 80 years of experience, testing, and research. Servicing the Lake and Jefferson City areas for nearly 15 years, DeGraff & Reed Heating and Cooling for reliable products offered by reliable people. Call DeGraff & Reed Heating and Cooling.
And we are back. It's the Shed postgame show after Tipton shows that they are still the same Tipton squad we have grown accustomed to. And they keep the tradition alive of Turbo Clock on a Class 5 school. They defeat Capital City 77-44. I'm joined now by two of the stars of the show, Coach Jason Culpepper, and, of course, the best shooter in the entire family. I'm talking about Charlie Bailey. Charlie, before I talk to you, I got to tell you, Jackson came up before your guys' game, and I asked him, is it true? Is Charlie the best shooter? He reluctantly said, yes, it's all I've heard about lately, but I will tell you I taught her everything she knows.
I'd have to agree with that.